What is up, beautiful bastards? It is 9:08 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. That means only one thing. That Late Night with Take 3 is alive for the last time of 2018. Yes, episode number 57. It is the best of episode. And we have a stacked panel, as always. The usual suspects, plus somebody who normally joins in later, but has decided to catch the early bird route. We'll start off with him. He is the man behind the scenes in a lot of stuff. That is one Abe Flores. Abe, how are we doing, man?
Brooklyn, I don't know if you have followed Take 3, but I only do one stuff, and that's edit the summit.
But that's a very important job. That takes a lot of time, you know, trying to like.
It doesn't. I don't watch it.
No. Oh, okay. Let's move on to somebody who's on like probably
Thanks
every
for
video
having
if
me.
they had the opportunity. Malcolm Lay. Malcolm, you can find Malcolm on Sundays with Rankum. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. Just pumped for this and pumped to end 2018.
Absolutely. And joining us as well, the person closest to me geographically, from the boroughs of New York, that'd be one, Mr. Matthias Kearns. Matthias, how are we doing today?
What the? Last show of the year, you're already being a dick? Well, Happy New Year to you, too. I was doing great. Was the past tense of... I actually don't know what it's the past tense of.
Was is the past tense of is.
Shut up.
All right, let's go.
Was is the past tense of to be. Dude, I'm the Mexican right here, and I know that shit.
Hey, I'm not doing American.
Matt is bald. Matt was bald. Matt, to be is the future.
No, to be is a verb.
I'm sorry, is Brooklyn blind? I'm not bald. This is hair, bro.
Well, I can't say Sandy is bald because that's just rude. Like, you know, as
Oh,
Canadians,
you
we
just
have
said it. What an asshole.
as Canadians, we are statistically meant to be nice to each other. So,
Yeah, your
Sandy,
statistics are
you
wrong.
are
They're
also the current Late Night with Take 3 Mini Spinner champion of the Full Metal Buckle Extended Series world. You're going up against Cody if he decides to show up. How are you feeling today?
Up until you mentioned that, I was feeling fantastic. It was awesome, but the opportunity of going head to head with Cody the Terminator Newberry is not happy. He's going to take his title back. I guarantee that. Although Malcolm is here and Malcolm has turned over a new leaf to only vote for Sandy Robinson, so I'm very happy for that. I'm hoping Matt has a change of heart and the holidays gets him back on my team again. But we'll see how well I battle. But I'm just happy to be here. This is our last one of the season. I wasn't going to miss this for the world. So rock out.
Okay, so let's start off with a little warm-up game, and that game is 20 questions. This is one of my personal favorites. But how it's going to go is I have a movie that is already picked out and predetermined. The four panelists here, as well as you in the chat, are going to be asking yes or no questions, and you will have up to 20 questions to guess the potential movie that I have. The one rule, though, if you are going to guess whatever answer you're going to guess a movie, and you're incorrect, that means you are eliminated. You will not be able to. So if you go early, essentially, you will not be asking questions. And then for terms of chat, we'll just go whoever's first. So how it'll go is we'll go Sandy, Matt, Malcolm, Abe, and then the chat, and then back that way. So I have a movie. Sandy, kick us off.
Was this movie released sometime in the 1980s?
It was.
Nice.
Is this movie a holiday film?
It is not.
Abe.
Oh, I thought it was fourth.
Oh, is it Malcolm? Then Malcolm.
Yeah.
Or Abe.
Malcolm next. Malcolm next.
Was the movie released in 1985?
I was not.
Does this movie win any Oscar?
I don't believe it has. I will double check, but I don't think it has.
Is it back to me? Or you check?
It's to the chat. We will go to JTH. Bob Saget started it. No, Bob Saget does not start this.
That's our fifth question?
Waste of a question.
It's the first one there.
It's not. It's so awesome. JTH, you fucking rule, buddy.
God. All right.
So do you have the answer for my question?
Well, just waiting here for internet to load.
You can tell me the movie, and I can tell you if it was an Oscar win.
No, it does not have any Oscar wins.
Not wins.
No.
So it's a terrible movie.
Sandy. What? That's not.
So Sandy, back to you.
Okay, is the feature performer so the main star, is it a female or a male?
That's
Is it
not a
is
yes
it
or no question.
Yeah.
Ask me yes or no question.
Ah, damn it. Well, okay. Is the main character a man?
No.
That's presumptuous.
Okay.
Well, I had to ask one at a time.
No, man.
Okay, so the main character is not a man.
And look who finally showed up.
Shit.
Does this movie? Would you say this movie has dual leads, like two leads?
Yes.
What's up, bitches?
Hi, Cody.
Sup, Cody?
Hi, Cody.
My favorite
How are
people.
you?
And Abe's here, who's turning into be my
Malcolm.
favorite person. What are we doing?
What are your questions?
Was the movie released after 1985?
It was.
Brooklyn hasn't seen a movie past 85. Are you kidding
Fuck
me?
off. Fuck off. God, Bob is one of my favorite
Okay,
movies.
I have a guess,
It's
but I
on
just
Cody,
wanna.
sir. Cody has now some.
Okay, can I get a breakdown of what it could possibly like?
I don't remember
So
any
it's from
of
the. Oh, sorry.
I have it written. It's
Okay.
an 80s movie.
Okay.
It's not a holiday movie. Not released in 1985. Not an Oscar winner. Bob Saget. What's the name of the
Not
guy?
in it.
Not in it. The lead is not a man. It has multiple leads. And it's post 85, so it's from 86 to 89.
And we know it's live action, or we don't yet.
No, we didn't ask that yet.
Is the movie animated?
It is not.
Surprise! It's Brooklyn. That's what I guessed.
Is it a
Bro.
coming of age movie?
It is not.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Going to go to the chat next.
Don't go into the
So we go
chat.
to Cameron Holzman. Is it a comedy? Yeah, we'll say that. It's not a comedy. It's not like a raunchy comedy, but yeah.
So it goes back to Sandy.
Mm. Does this movie take place mainly outdoors?
Yes.
I'm just going to take a guess on movie. Is it Thelma and Louise?
It is incorrect.
That was
Yeah.
one of my guesses too, Matt.
That's 1991, guys.
Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so fucking sorry, Abe.
I'm just
Why don't
saying.
you go fuck yourself? Give me
It
years.
takes place mostly outdoors. Okay.
Outdoors.
Whose turn is it?
Malcolm's.
Malcolm's.
Okay.
Also,
Um,
I'm out now, so now we'll go to Sandy and Malcolm. We'll go from Sandy to Malcolm.
Does it star Tom Hanks?
It does not.
You were thinking about Splash, Malcolm, right?
Mm. Oh, there's a couple of them in the 80s. Yeah, I'll see it.
Cody. No, it's Cody. It's Cody.
It's Cody's turn, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to pinpoint. We have not pinned back a year, or we have.
We're from 1986 to 1989.
1986 to 1989?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That range.
Why'd you say ooh like that? You're like, ooh. And
Have
then-
we pinpointed a like a genre of it? Is it a comedy or a?
It's not a coming of age. It's a comedy, a raunchy comedy.
It's not a holiday film.
Uh-huh.
I just want to clarify something. I said it previously. It's not like a raunchy comedy, but
It's not a
vague, in vague terms, it's a comedy.
I was about to say Porky's. Okay.
That would be early 80s.
Also, that's a female-led
Porky's too.
film.
Porky's 2 came out like a year and a half later.
Hey, shut your mouth. Ready Player One sucks. Okay.
Fuck you, it does. Those are fight words!
Is Eddie Murphy in this movie?
Eddie Murphy is not.
Okay. So is Star Trek.
It's not a coming of age movie.
He's already trying to get under my skin.
That's my strategy.
That's his strategy. I knew it was coming.
I want my title.
Is it fantasy?
Ooh.
Let's take a look here. According to IMDb.
No, because they're right all the time.
Well,
Hard.
2011.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
no, it is not.
Not a fantasy. We have
So I'll
four
go to
questions left.
I'll go to the chat, and then I'll give you guys a twofer. So does this movie star anyone who is currently still acting from Nico? Yes, it does. And the cool guy, is this movie fresh on Rotten Tomatoes? It is actually. 80%. 80%.
Can you repeat that first one?
Does this movie star anyone who is currently still acting? Technically, yes.
Oh, okay.
So this is from 85 to 89?
86
Yeah.
to 89. We haven't nailed down the exact year yet.
That's a comedy.
It's a comedy.
Sort of, loosely a comedy.
Is it Yuck Yuck or is it not?
It's not Yuck Yuck.
Is it
So I do not
Yuck?
Okay, do you guys want Do you guys want the genres?
No, we gotta get these questions.
Yeah.
Okay, I have. Is it a dark comedy?
No.
Then if it's not a comedy and it's. I was thinking Heathers.
How many questions
so
have we
it-
went through?
You guys, yeah. I'll extend it. I'll extend it because this is going to be pretty. I want to see your reaction. This is this is one of my childhood favorites.
Okay, it's not a
Um,
fantasy, so it cannot be Beetlejuice. It's not like a comedy.
Also, I wouldn't say that's a female-led movie.
Guys, it's a
They're-
child. It's a childhood favorite of his. It's got to
Yeah.
be stupid as
Yeah.
hell.
All right, when's my question time here?
It's on you, Sandy.
Okay. Is Val Kilmer in this movie?
Val Kilmer is not.
Damn it. Val Kilmer should be in every movie.
Was this movie filmed in Canada?
This movie was not.
Oh, that takes
No.
strange brew out of it. Nice.
No good movies are.
Oh.
Boy,
I don't know, did the Revenant win an Academy Award for Best Picture?
Stop.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
almost all X-Men
I'm
movies.
sorry.
National
Sandy,
Geographic movie I've ever
Of
watched.
all the movies filmed in Canada, The Revenant's the first go-to for you.
It was
Sorry, but
I
the
had, like,
Revenant didn't win Best Picture. It won Best Director.
It
no.
also won
Violates
Best
the
Actor, but
horse.
that was sort of handed.
Okay, he violates
Oh.
a horse. Continue on.
It's gotta keep warm.
Disgusting.
All right, I think it's Cody's turn.
Does this movie star Tom Cruise?
It does not.
Then this is a shitty movie. Okay.
No Val Kilmer, no Cruise. What is this?
What 80s movie did you pick, you bastard?
Does this movie involve dancing?
No.
Oh shit! That was gonna be my
No
next
Yuck
question.
Okay,
Yuck
let's
and
go
no
to the
dancing and no Tom Cruise. What did you pick?
let's
Debbie
go
Does
let's
Dallas?
go to the chat. Brian Nussbaum, it is not a Tim Burton film. Multiplex Entertainment, your guess is incorrect. And the cool guy, it is not a romance film.
Okay.
Not Roman.
All right. Who's next?
Sandy,
Okay. Is it an action movie?
it is. It is not.
Fuck.
What kind of movie
What
is
the
it?
hell movie is this?
Okay,
It's not
is it,
animated, not coming of age, doesn't make you laugh, it doesn't have any explosions.
okay, I think. Okay, does it have a sex scene?
No. But
What?
it's Malcolm's turn here.
Sorry.
What's the point
Of
of
course.
watching this then?
Of course, Abe comes with that question.
No, I was thinking Fatal Attraction. Same one.
Yeah, I'm going to
Sure
throw
you
out a
will.
random guess here because I'm really lost there. Is it Adventures in Babysitting?
It is not.
I was
Okay,
like,
Malcolm is out.
What the hell? Whose turn is it now?
Yours.
Yeah.
Does it star a SNL cast member?
All right, who's next? Me?
The
Yes,
chat.
because I
The
asked.
chat.
Oh well, yeah, I asked.
So Cameron Holzman, no, it is not rated R. And Brian Nussbaum, it does not star Kurt Russell.
All right. Okay, so you said it wasn't animated, but is it half animated and half real?
No, this is entirely real.
All real. Okay.
Well, entirely. Sorry, I'm not playing. I'm not.
show boobies.
It's Cody.
So
right?
now it's on Cody.
Oh, I'm so lost.
Well, I think we got to start nailing down the exact year.
Yeah, let's name down the year. Was it released in '88?
No.
Wait.
Pick the other ones.
Okay, was it releasing? Okay, is it 89?
No.
87.
Okay, so it's gonna be 86 or 87.
87. So I'm.
Pick one.
All right. I'm gonna say. Or is it Malcolm's turn?
No, it's
I'm out.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Sandy.
Okay. So was it in 87?
No.
Okay,
Alright.
so it's
So it's
86.
86.
So before we go to Cody, I'll go to the chat here. Was it well reviewed when it came out? Yes, when it came out. Is it a female ensemble movie? No. Is the main character human? No.
What?
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 So the main character is not a human. It's
Main
a real.
character's not human.
Brian.
Is it Harry and the Hendersons?
No.
I just wanted to be out. I don't give a shit. I don't like your
Okay.
movie.
Oh my God. Who's left now? Just Sandy and Abe?
Sandy and Abe.
They
Okay,
cruel
so
and
it's
unusual
not a
punishment.
human.
Fucking.
The
It's
main
not
lead's
Freddie
not
and
a
Pink?
human.
I have a guess. I have a guess.
What did
I
you
think
say?
that-
What did you say, Abe?
Oh no, I didn't ask. So it's not Freddie and Pink because you say it's not a human. Freddie and Pink is 86.
Sandy.
All I had to do was nail down the year, and then my answer didn't sound so stupid. I'm gonna guess. Is this movie Short Circuit?
This movie is not Short Circuit.
That's not a female-led movie. Also,
That's a really good guess.
That's a robot-led movie.
Oh!
That is a really good guess. I have
not
not seen
good.
Short Circuit though.
Damn.
Well, Abe, it's
Cody, do you think you know what it is?
Is it Howard the Duck?
It is not. But I will tell you. I'll tell you what it is.
No, wait,
this-
wait. I'm in.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Abe.
Let me.
Let him
three
go.
questions
Let's-
more. Yeah.
let's just let Abe do this.
So Cameron Holzman, the main character, is an animal.
It's not Howard the Duck.
It's not. You said it was a female lead.
Shit. No, he didn't.
He said it wasn't a female lead.
That's right.
Really?
I have a
I
second guess. I have a second guess, but
To reiterate, that it is a dual lead.
nope.
So it's two non-humans, or is it Turner and Hooch? It's Turner and Hooch, isn't it?
That's
Is it Turner and Hutch?
It is not.
also that's Tom Hanks, who we said
Oh.
wasn't in this movie.
Did we even guess Tom Hanks?
So
Yeah,
yeah, you guys did.
yeah.
So this movie,
Watch it be like some like
It's gonna be fucking
TV
Transformers.
movie or something.
this
Animated,
movie
though.
was one of my favorite movies growing up.
Playing
But
a lot.
when I realized how many animals died during the production of this film, I'm waiting to sort of rewatch it whenever I can. It is from 1986, The Adventures of Milo and Otis.
So what is that? What?
Huh?
Have you guys never heard of that
No.
movie?
It is.
It's a
freaking
terrible movie.
It is terrible. It's about a pug and a cat.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Are we
no,
gonna wait? Are we gonna overlook the fact that Brooklyn said he was like, when I found out how many animals died in this, I couldn't wait to find a time to rewatch.
I just want to
this.
see. I want to see how badly it's aged.
I want to see how many people
I
die.
want to see how the animals
Dude,
die.
what the fuck? 80% wrote it.
Yeah, I figured
Masanori
whenever I saw Brian's question, I'm like, oh, this is surely gonna be rotten. And then I was like, oh, it's 80% fresh. People actually enjoy this movie.
It's a Japanese film.
Yeah, it is.
How are you supposed to?
But it was released in America.
No one likes you.
You want me to give you a fucking Mexican film?
I like it.
I've never seen it, so I can't judge it.
It's terrible.
Okay, so I successfully stumped the panel, but at a cost. So for this special episode of Late Take 3, we're actually going to skip the interview and press conference because we have some really cool stuff coming over at Full Metal Trivia and Jukebox Trivia, among other things. So I'm actually going to give the floor to Sandy so that we can sort of do a little bit of a breakdown of Snowball 2.
Absolutely. Brooklyn, thanks so much for that. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the time to let everybody know that come this December 31st and January 1st, we will be dropping 4 videos for our Snowball 2 extravaganza. It has been one of the funnest things that we have ever done here. It's been a roller coaster of trying to schedule and get everything done and edited and everything on time, but we have done it. We have a lot of people to thank. There are a ton of people to thank, and I will thank them at some point in time, but I'm going to break down everything that you guys are going to see going forward into this match. It is exceptional. In video 1, you get not 1, but 2 championship matches. We start off with the Full Metal Classic Championship match, which has an absolute murderer's row of people in there. One person had to drop out, unfortunately, so we did end up with 8 final competitors, and those people are Paul Oyama, James White, Michael Campbell, Dominic Rizzi, Jeremy Adams, Robert Parker, and Zach Ford, all with 2 wins in Full Metal Classic this season, all going for that coveted second season championship. I can tell you right now, it was an absolute slobber knocker. We changed the format up a little bit to get everybody a chance to play all the way through. So we've got some amazing performances in this one. Please check it out. And you guys have been waiting for it. You guys have been looking forward to it. Cody knows this very, very well, but the second championship match in video number 1 is the Full Metal Geek Championship with Dominic Rizzi, who beat me to get to the finals. And would you like to do his introduction, Mr. Newberry?
He is currently the Fandom Fights champion over at Multiplex, and soon to be the Full Metal Geek champion, Robert the Hobbit Parker, that so far has 3 knockouts on his plate and is going for number 4 to make it a perfect sweep and to be dual champions after this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Robert Parker is going to be an absolute blast to watch, guys. I can tell you. Dominic Rizzi, he's an up-and-comer. He's a great trivia in all the leagues that he plays in, so don't sleep on him. But it's going to be a tough road to climb because I don't think Robert's missed a point so far or missed a question so far in any of his matches. So it's going to be a great match to watch, and that's just video number 1, guys. Video number 2 is equally as exciting as that match or as that video is, and it is all Brooklyn Vale. Brooklyn Vale and Jukebox Trivia are on the Snowball. It is this match I was here for, and I was so happy to do it. We have a Jukebox Iron Man match featuring Michael Jackson against Caleb Coho and our very own Jeremy Adams, which is going to be awesome. But you know what? It would be unfair of me if I didn't let the man, the maestro himself, Brooklyn Vale, announce the second match, which is a championship match, guys. Brooklyn, take her away.
The second match was one that has been culminating since December. Originally intended as a one-off in between seasons of actual Jukebox Trivia, it garnered steam, it garnered a roster. We had tournaments, we had upsets, we had heartbreaks, we had a promo from Malcolm, which is pretty rare in these parts. But it came down to one of the greatest matchups in debate. That is the one Cody Newberry taking on Matthew Rosa, question writer over at Jukebox Trivia, in one of the greatest debates ever. We had a 5-man judging panel. There's a ton of questions. A ton of interesting questions. A very interesting debate with Matthew Rosa having the music approach to it, whereas Cody, he's a very heavy debater. He knows he sniffs out shit whenever he hears it. So be sure to look out for that. One of my favorite matches ever hosted. And yeah, the Michael Jackson Iron Man match, the most entertaining match I have ever hosted. But back over to Sandy.
Absolutely, there's no question. I've already seen the footage of the Dance-Off Championship match. So if you skip every video, which I hope you don't, absolutely check out that debate because it is one for the ages, absolutely hands down. So then we move on to video number 3, guys. That's just number 3. And in this match, or in this video, we have the team contender, number 1 contender match to face the champions next year. And that match was between the other guys, Henry Sanchez and Jake Marangoni versus, that's right, we're not gone, Team 80s, Jeremy Adams and Sandy A. Robinson. And we had ourselves a match. I will tell you that right now. One of the funnest matches that I've ever been in, just on playability alone. It was a great match. But check it out because it's great. And that is followed up by not our first championship match, not our second championship match, not even our third championship, but our 4th championship match. And that is the Tag Team Championship of the World, combated by Big Picture, the champions, and that is Paul Oyama and Michael Campbell versus Blockbuster Video. They get a second chance at Big Picture after getting beat by them earlier in the year, and they are Nazario Montenegro and Mike Hanley, Blockbuster Video. And now we move into our final video, guys, and this is the big daddy of them all. Okay. We have a singles triple threat contender match, and we dubbed it the Triple J match because it has in it Jeff Varyu, our editor and a great trivia player on his own right, versus Joseph Olivias, who is absolutely a demon when it comes to questions. And they're all facing Jake Marangoni, and that's why we call it the Triple J match, guys. These 3 people left it all out on the field, on the ice. They did everything they needed to do. It's an absolute smash of a match. I'm so happy with it. But it is followed up by possibly...
Can I have a question about that match?
Yeah.
Go on.
Does that match include bees?
Does it include what?
Bees.
Bees.
Yes, bees.
No. I don't know. I don't know.
Sandy, just think about it for a second.
BJ, no. Sorry.
And moving on to the match of the Snowball event, guys. This match is by far, I think it's an absolute killer of a match. You guys will want to rewatch this over and over again, I hope, because it was absolutely fantastic. It is the singles championship match. Our current champion, Jeremy Adams, my partner, versus the number one contender, which is Paul Oyama, versus the second number one contender, which is me, Sandy the Sandman Robinson, in an absolute classic for the ages, as far as I'm concerned. You guys, I trust that you guys will all go and check all this out and make your own judgments, leave likes, comments, whatever you guys want on that. But after hearing about that list, guys, what do you think the Snowball, and do you guys have any predictions on what's going to happen?
All right, so I'll get my predictions out of the way. I think that we'll go to the Full Metal, the Full Metal Geek match. I'm actually gonna give Dominic the upset because the thing is, Robert hasn't caught a bad break question-wise, and I think that's gonna happen. I think Robert hasn't had. Robert hasn't had that bad break. The Full Metal Classic match. Just rhyme off the names one more time.
Paul, James White, Michael Campbell, Dominic, Jeremy, Robert Parker, and Zach Ford.
James White. And here's why. This new resurgence of these surges of people coming in.
No.
Oh my! I woke up Cody. I woke up
say?
Cody. I said that Robert is going to get a bad break question-wise.
So you're telling me
That
shut your Canadian mouth. You're gonna tell me
yes.
that the man
that
has only missed 4 questions is going to lose because he gets 1 bad question?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think anybody in this community can hang with Robert Parker?
Absolutely. I think Dominic Rizzi can.
I will shave your head
Okay.
and throw you outside in the cold.
Sure. It's
Robert
fine.
is going to knock him out. It's either technical, knockout, doesn't matter, or Dominic might just leave the stream because Robert's scoring too many points. Listen here.
So, getting
you
back
are
to
blinded if you think that.
All right, so we're
not everybody's gonna drink the Kool-Aid of Robert Parker. So yeah, but
He is a fellow Take 3 brother, and
he
you are being
is.
disrespectful.
Because you weren't given any Kool-Aid. That's why you're mad.
But yeah. Enough about that. Anyways, Full Metal Classic Championship match. I think James White's going to win because this new wave of competitors come in have been scary, and he is one of them. And I think he's going to make his presence known and pull off the W there. Going to the jukebox, I can't really comment on that because I hosted both.
Yep.
But the teams. The teams number contender match. I gotta go 80s, team 80s. You know, I think it comes down to chemistry, and you and Jeremy sort of trump Henry and Jake, and then we go to the title match, Blockbuster versus Big Picture. I'm gonna go Big Picture by a like. It's gonna go down to the last question. It's not gonna be a blowout. I think it'll be close. Singles championship match. I'm gonna go Jeremy retaining. I think Jeremy has just a wider range. Paul's is a little more. His is polarizing. It's either super classic or modern. There isn't that middle gap. And then for the number 1 contenders match, I'm going to go with Jeff. You know, I think Jeff has has a swagger, but I'm not alone here. Let us go to the rest of the panel. Let's go to.
Hold on a second. I just small comment based on your picks for the number 1 contender or the championship match. I'm so happy that you didn't give any reason whatsoever of why I am not going to factor into that match whatsoever.
You're going to
Brooklyn, put your foot in your mouth. Go ahead.
All right, that's great. Who's next?
Sandy is going to do great. I don't think Sandy is going to win. I think Jeremy wears the pants in that team. So, yeah.
I wear shorts.
You wear shorts? Okay. You know, each their own. But we'll go to Malcolm next. Malcolm, what are some matches that you're looking forward to, and what are some of your picks?
I'm looking forward to all the matches. But I mean, as for my picks, Full Metal Classic is going to be really hard because there's so many good players in there. And I mean, it's going to be. I'm going to have to say, like, I think Paul could pull it out. I mean, nothing against everyone else in the match. Paul's just scary when it comes to movie trivia. Full stop. But yeah, for the jukebox ones, I hosted the dance off, so I can't really comment on judge the. I know what I mean, but
nope.
I was on stream.
What do you think
So I
about
can't-
Geek? Who's going to win Geek, Malcolm?
Oh yeah, Geek. It's no question. It's going to be Robert. Robert's going to win. He's really got no holes in there. I think Dom's got a few sort of gaps that could easily be used. I think for the Michael Jackson match, I kind of think Caleb could pull it off, but it's going to be a really close match either way. For the team's contenders match, once again, it's going to be a close match. I'm actually going to go on the side of Henry and Jake because I was co-hosted their match in which they won the spot. They played really well and sort of racked up a lot of points. Team 80s is not going to be easy to beat, that's for sure. So it's going to be a really close, high-scoring match. For the championship match, I think Blockbuster Video could take out Big Picture. Paul and Michael are good, but as much as I like Michael, and I think Michael's good in trivia, I think he's probably the weaker of the two. I think both Mike and Nazario together can overpower that easily.
Singles contender, singles championship.
Yes, singles championship is really going to be close. I actually think Sandy can take out the singles championship, and keep the belt within the family of Team 80s. So, and as for the contender match, I'm going to say Jeff. I think Jeff can somehow find a way to overcome the odds. I think he can do well and take out the contender.
Nice. All right, who's up next to give us some opinions and some predictions? Is that going to be Cody?
No, let's just hear Cody's. Let's have him go on this 5-minute spiel as to why Robert Parker is the greatest Full Metal Geek player to ever play.
See, Brooklyn, when you assume things, makes an ass out of you. I don't have to go on a 5-minute spiel because my client proves it time in and time out. So if you need me to talk about it, how about you just go watch the tapes and realize how strong he is. One just dropped today. On another note, so Robert wins that match. Cool. Again, you can commentate on something even though you were there. I will say about the dance-off, that was a intense match. It was one of the hardest prepped match. Matthew Rosa is no slouch in the ring at all. I think it was a fantastic fight. I can't wait for everybody to see the outcome of that match. The Michael Jackson match was so much fun to be a part of the call. I can't wait till everybody sees that. So much fun. The classic match, I'm actually with Brooklyn. I think James White. James White is one of those people that I have a lot of respect for in this league. He is just a downright good guy. Is Brian Michaels in that match?
Yeah, so that was the issue, and I can air this now. Brian Michaels was in that match. However, he could not log on. His internet was not working at all. We waited for 20 minutes, but we had to go. And unfortunately, Brian couldn't get in, so we had to make the decision. So we ended up with just those 8.
Because that makes it easier for me, because I said if Brian was there, I'd almost give Brian the edge.
Yeah.
But Paul is also competing in that, if I'm correct?
Yeah.
So my vote is Paul.
Okay.
Basically, I think Paul is the strongest player out there from beginning to end. I like Michael a lot. I've beat Michael in movie trivia. Michael has gaps, but the problem with Paul is he pulls everybody up with him. He carried Lucas to a Fandom Fights championship. Michael's no slouch, so he keeps it close. Paul's always there to be that anchor. So I think Paul wins that. Dance off. What was the other two? What was the other 4?
Yeah,
5?
team contender, team championship, singles contender, singles championship.
Okay. Team contender, 80s versus other guys. Absolutely adore Jake. I think Jake's a fantastic person. I like Henry a lot. Me and him go back and forth a ton. But I'm not going to bet against Team 80s until I see it on. Until I see the scoreboard, I will side with them till the end. Then I keep missing everything. Okay, Blockbuster Video versus Big Picture. I do not have it close. I do not have it close at all. I absolutely adore those guys. Nazario is turning into be a good friend in this community. Mike is no slouch, but Paul is terrifying. Schmodown just needs to call him up and let everybody else have fun in this leagues again. Sorry, it's basically how it's got to be. I'm missing two. I know they got the championship match, and then it's Jeff versus James. Give me the rundown of the Jeff Varyu match.
You've got Jeff Varyu versus Joseph Olivias and Jake Marangoni.
Oh, Jake. I'll go Jake. 9 comes out to. I like Jeff a lot. Jeff's a real nice guy. He does a lot for this community, but Jake is a person that I would back 100%. I've seen him play. I've been knocked out by him before. He has no slouch. Jake wins that. And the title match, the interesting title match. So I have Paul winning it because it's Paul, and I don't like him playing in trivia because it's not fun for the rest of us. I think he should get his own belt and everybody else have his other one. I honestly believe it comes down to where Sandy and Jeremy. Sandy carried the team match with them last time they played. So I'd give Sandy the overall knowledge, but it all matters what kind of work week Jeremy had before recording that match. If Jeremy had a relaxing week, I don't think you could stop him. But if he has frantic life come on to him, it gets to him. It's hard because we all face that. So I would give it to Paul. Sandy second, probably Jeremy third. That's how I see that match ending. But I see it very close to. I see it 5-point IMDb all across the board, and then they announce who the winner is. That's my belief.
All right. So let's go to Matt next. Matt, what are the cool kids in the chat saying? I threw out a little. What are the predictions for Snowball 2? What are the cool kids saying?
Yeah, I've been reading the chat, so let me just all the notes I've been taking. I definitely have not been looking on Twitter, maybe watching some other YouTube videos.
I have it open. I can read it.
Mr. Kearns, you have been distracted. You have the attention span of a NAS.
I saw Henry say he could easily fill Robert's holes. I saw that in the chat, which I haven't.
And then immediately after, I put the prom question: what are your predictions for Snowball 2?
Yeah.
You were like, oh no, New York Rangers videos, Star Wars videos.
Wow, Brooklyn, you're a piece of shit. You know that?
I am absolutely.
Oh, can we have something really great, real quick?
What?
Can we all celebrate that on Snowball 2? How many matches are there again, Sandy?
8.
8 matches.
8.
And Nico Suave Rigoli is in 0 of them. That is a blessing to the whole community, and I thank you all.
Okay. Brooklyn, I have actually been watching the chat, just messing with you. So we have, I believe Caleb is running the multiplex.
He is, yeah.
Okay, he says, all I know, I'm taking the Michael Jackson title. Henry says, shut the fuck up, Caleb. We echo your sentiments here on late night.
Nico
love you, Caleb.
Nico may not be in anything, but he's all over the chat.
Cameron says, I fake that for Jukebox. Rosa wins the dance-off title, but loses the team trivia match. Full Metal Singles is going to be an all-out bloodbath, but I think Jeremy will pull it out. That's what she said. Cameron also says, team titles, I think that Big Picture wins over Blockbuster pretty easily. And contenders match, I give the edge to Team 80s. Then Cameron also says, Full Metal Classic title is going to be insane, but I'll throw my support behind Rizzy because he beat me to earn his spot. Nico says, Matthew Rosa is kicking your ass, Cody. Jonathan Peck agrees with that. Cool Guy says, Paul will win the Full Metal Season 2 championship. Robert wins Geek. Jeremy wins the Iron Man match. Cody wins Dance Off. The other guys win teams. Big Picture wins the championship. Nico says if Paul wins every title match, he's in and then gets the Callus to the Schmodown. Every title in these families will basically be without a championship. Cool Guy says Jeff. Jeff, you're a cool guy. I've always had a hard time pronouncing your last name. He says Jeff wins and Paul will be the new singles champ. Cameron says Robert wins geek title, no question. And now everyone's kind of just. Nico says screw you, you Red Sox loving Creedon. Jonathan Peck, thanks Sandy for thinking everyone's awesome. And Matt is still questioning his life choices that have led him here.
All right, guys. So with that covers our little
Thanks for
preview.
asking my predictions.
Yeah,
So,
you
all right,
didn't ask
Abe, what are your predictions? Who do
Thank
got?
you. I actually watched some of those matches, believe it or not. I happen to be the first editor that make this channel. That editing. For the dance off, I think Cody's gonna take it because I'm scared to argue with Cody. I'm not sure what a Michael Jackson match is, but I assume it's a Michael Jackson trivia match, right?
50 questions of all Michael Jackson.
Okay, so Jeremy's older, so I think he will get those questions right.
That's the damn Skip Allen rule. If you're older, you win.
The team number one contender match is between what, Team 80s and what?
Team 80s and the other guys.
I don't like Henry or Jake. just so Henry can watch. I'm gonna go with Sandy and what's the name of the old guy? Jeremy.
I'm older than Jeremy.
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding you. What's the team title match?
Big Picture versus Blockbuster Video.
I think Big Picture. I like their name.
Okay.
For the singles title match, I have Sandy because he's in Take 3. And the number one what's the Full Metal Classic match? Let's go with Paul because everybody's talking about Paul. The Robert match, I'm gonna go with Robert because I haven't accepted Dominic Risi friend request on Facebook.
Sound reasoning there. Sound reasoning.
And I don't have any other predictions.
Okay.
That's great.
All right, guys. So with that is our little preview of the predictions of the Snowball 2. Be sure to check that out. That is dropping New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So if you're sitting at home for some reason on a New Year's Eve, be sure to check out the Snowball 2, all 4 parts. But with that being said, we have to move into the movie news. And actually, before we move into movie news, I have to make a quick phone call to my Uncle Marty. So let me just grab the phone here.
Isn't that Vinny's Uncle Marty? Why are you trying to take his family away?
Ring. A ring.
Right.
A ring. Bad call.
What
Again here.
The fuck
ring?
do you want? I'm nursing a hangover.
So, listen, Uncle Marty. Listen, we're gonna try something here. You know, there's off camera. There's been a lot of back and forth. So we're gonna try something here. You know, there's a lot of people on here, so let's not have it too vicious. I have on the other line.
Sorry. I'm gonna stop you right there. Who the fuck is calling me right now?
That's Aunt Clarice.
Hello, Marty. How are
For
ya?
fuck's sake, this fucking bitch. Okay.
Marty, we talked about your language. Brooklyn, how are you?
Hi, Aunt Clarice. I'm doing good.
Oh dear God.
Did Santa find you in that Midwestern state that you live in?
Oh yeah, I bet you. I bet you Santa found you with no pants on again, right? Just like you did.
I wish Santa would find that little thing you call a smack.
Okay, Aunt Clarice, Uncle Marty, we're not. No, we can't fight the entire time. We want to try this as like a couples therapy thing. So what we're gonna do is can you guys read the news for us? Maybe this will work out some kinks in your guys' relationship.
All right, I guess I'll read the news. Some dumbass set an explosion off in New York City last night and woke me up. What was going on there?
What are you talking about, Marty? That wasn't even in the news. Trump didn't say anything about it.
Jeez, Clarice, I'm sorry that the news extends more than life with Kelly and Brian in the morning.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite show. I enjoy that. They like to tell me the things that I miss in the day.
Oh yeah. It must be easy to watch daytime TV when you don't work a job during the day or at night.
You haven't worked.
The news, please. The news.
Fine. Shut up. We're gonna start the news. Okay. So first thing out for you movie nerds, the Benicio del Toro is gonna voice Swiper in the Dora movie. Don't know what a Swiper is. Don't know what a Dora
Oh,
movie is.
that's that movie that Brooklyn used to pee his pants to when he watched it on the television.
That's
It was
right.
so
That's right.
sweet.
I remember that.
He used just to smack his hiney and say "swiper, no swiper." I don't know what it means, but it was so cute.
Oh yeah, he was cute. Look at what he turned into. I blame
Yeah,
upbringing.
Canadian fuck. It's insane.
Yeah. It's upsetting. Okay,
Mhm.
next we got trailers. We got Downtown Abbey.
Oh, I love that.
Of course you do. It's a bunch of rich old people complaining about crap. It's your life.
It's you at the Carl's Jr. talking
Hey,
about
hey,
the
hey,
war
I
vet.
go to White Castle, not Carl's Jr., and you
That's
know
why
it.
your ass smells the way it does.
Oh, my ass smells the way because you're a bitch. I don't even know anymore. Okay, we also got the Secret Life of Pets 2. I'll tell you what the secret of my pets is. They all died to get away from Clarice, just like I'm trying to.
I hope you die tomorrow, you bastard.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Who's going to pay for all
Oh,
this shit
did you
if I
hear
die?
Norman
Okay.
North,
Let's hey,
Yeah.
guys.
All right,
Guys.
fine. Somehow, Norm of the North is getting a sequel. Okay, now I
Rob
was
Schneider
both.
needs a paycheck, I'll tell
He
you.
does. Did Adam Sandler just give up making movies? Because what's
No,
Rob
Adam
Schneider
Sandler
do?
couldn't support his drug habit. It's so sad.
It is
Brooklyn,
sad.
you know about that.
Rob
right?
Schneider was
They
great.
legalized
Listen,
cannabis.
Rob Schneider was great on Saturday Night Live in the 90s. It was fantastic.
Okay, we're
I
gonna
don't know
move
what
along because this is the
Fine.
longest. Because he talks
Lego
about
Movie
all
2. The trailer for that and the trailer for Hellboy also came. Oh, also Men in Black International. Okay, moving on to the next movie news. We got what the
Try to pronounce that, dumbass.
Rosa Parks biopic is in the what? I'm skipping over that last story. I don't give a shit. Rosa Parks biopic is in the works.
That's New York education for you, darling. Can't pronounce anything.
Oh, here we go again. Here we go again.
Ooh.
James Wan's confirmed the Conjuring 3 plot details. Hey guys, guess what? It's a horror movie. There's going to be scary shit in it. There you go. I just told you the plot of the
Hey,
movie.
That's another movie that Brooklyn peed his pants to. It was so sad.
Uncles, can I pronounce the name of the lady?
Yeah, sure,
Sure.
go ahead.
Adria Arjona. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't know what your name is. You know what? I'm gonna.
Show
Okay,
some respect.
okay. What's a fun fact?
I said
No
show
facts that
some
come out of your
respect.
mouth are fun.
Turn your hearing aid up, you son of a bitch. You can't hear shit. I'm gonna shave your face.
Oh yeah, come over.
Oh, did you hear Penny Marshall passed away?
She did.
I
You
love
know what?
those movies.
Big was a fantastic movie. That was and The League of Their Own. Those were both great movies with Tom Hanks and Gene
You
Davis.
will be missed, Penny. I
She
swear.
will. She will. Penny Marshall, great woman. Really, no what respect to her. Also, now I'm just pissed again. Netflix wants to remake one of my favorite movies, Harvey, because all of these stupid kids on your YouTubes just don't watch movies that are from the old days.
What the hell is Harvey?
Harvey, it's the James Stewart one with the bunny.
No one gives a shit. Let's move along.
Oh, you fucker. Reese Witherspoon wants
Your
to
mother.
produce a Eleanor Olford. What the fuck? Okay, who is that person?
New
Why does-
York education, everybody. It's
Oh,
so
you
bad.
know what? Everyone thought that joke was so funny the first time you said it. I guess you need to repeat it again.
But you still can't spell or
Oh,
read. It's upsetting.
ha ha ha! But I can sign your checks. That's all you care about. All right,
Um,
finally.
Your last
because-
check bounced. It was terrible.
You bet
the
it
bank
bounced.
teller yelled at me.
You bet
I'm
it
a
bounced.
nice lady.
Shut up. Finally, for all you nerds in your pajamas right now, Star Wars Episode 9 to jump ahead. Whether, okay, you say I can't spell? Who spelled this? Ahead are not two separate words. It's one word. Okay, but whatever.
You
It's
wouldn't
jumping
know anything
1 year
about it,
after
Ed.
The Last Jedi. To be honest, didn't that movie come
is
out 2
that
years
the
ago?
one with Captain Kirk in it? I always loved those.
Oh man, I love
movies.
Captain Kirk. William Shatner. Oh my god, but he was better than T.J. Hooker. He was better than T.J. Hooker. So
All
that's
right,
it.
Brooklyn, this was a really fun idea.
This
but
was
I
a
really
lot of
hate
fun.
This bastard, so I'm gonna leave now.
Okay,
I'm gonna go and
Aunt
drink my
Clarice,
stuff.
Aunt Clarice, one thing before you go.
God.
Yeah,
Can you just
yeah.
give us a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year?
Oh, of course, Brooklyn. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So you can do better. I promise you can.
Oh yeah. Okay. Also, everybody, I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays,
Sorry,
and
guys,
I
I
pray
gotta
to
go to the
God,
bathroom. What's up?
anyone who's about to get married, don't fucking do it.
Well then,
Brooklyn, your family's weird, and I got a
you
guy.
know what? We hit stride with Penny Marshall. It's like things might be getting good here, and then we got to the bank talk, and then things started going south. But
Check
Hey, Brooklyn, let's not
What?
forget, you invited them on to read the news.
I did, I wanted this to be sort of like a couples therapy thing. But news, Malcolm, you gathered this movie news for our couples therapy session. What was the news that stood out to you this week?
I mean, for me, it's a lot of the movie trailers that came out. Like you had Hellboy, Men in Black International, and even one that I actually didn't get time to add there, which was Us, which is a new Jordan Peele movie as well. But like Men in Black International looks really good. It does surprise me by how good it was. I never cared for the original Hellboy movies, but the new Hellboy trailer made me actually want to see this the new movie. So,
all right, we'll go to Abe next. Abe, what are some of the movie news that stood out to you this week?
News? Nothing, to be honest. But trailers, I did really enjoy the Oz trailer. It looks really interesting. It looks like Jordan Peele has. It's not gonna be a one hit wonder with his movie, so that's good. Normal of the North, I don't care. The Secret Life of Pets, I hate the first one. The Lego Movie 2 trailer was really good. And Men in Black International, it looks. Sorry, Kirk sent something on the chat.
Yes, he did. We're not going to repeat that on chat.
Yeah, but like,
Damn you, Chris Clark.
the MIB International trailer looks good. I think Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth are a good pairing. They show it in Thor Ragnarok, but like, sure.
Still haven't seen that movie, but yeah, no.
All right, we'll go to Sandy next. Sandy, what's some of the movie news that stood out to you this week?
Okay, I'll start on the trailers because everything before that I don't really care about too much. Nobody's talked about it. It's literally the second best or most viewed show in Britain's history. Downton Abbey it's not Downtown Abbey, it's Downton Abbey. My wife is really, really excited about it, and to be totally honest, I watched every episode with her. I'm actually looking forward to this. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be okay. I don't think it's not going to be a blockbuster. It's not going to be anything like that. But I think for Downton Abbey fans, it's going to be a nice little present for them to get some more Downton Abbey. So I like that. I am a big fan of the Hellboy movies, both of them. I think the Golden Army is better than the first one, and the first one is really good. So I like them. I actually really enjoyed this trailer. I thought it was really good, and I think they kept it in the vein. It really did look like almost a remake of the first movie, though, in the trailer. So I'm cautiously optimistic about that movie. I haven't seen the Men in Black trailer. I don't want to see any of the Men in Black trailer because I just want to go into that one. I'm not a big Lego movie of anything fan. They're never ever doing the Lego movies that I want. I want to see Star Wars Lego. I want to see Harry Potter Lego. Those ones would be fun for me, but whatever. I'm very sad about Penny Marshall's passing. R.I.P. Penny Marshall. She did such a great job, not just as a director and a producer, but as an actress as well. Her and her brother are such a good. They're so good in the community. So sad that she's gone. A little bit surprised with the Star Wars news that they're only going to be time jumping in a year ahead. I would have expected more time to have gone by, but it could fit the story perfectly because everything else that we said leading up to, we thought it was going to be a giant time jump, was based on the fact we were just conjecturing of what we think was going to happen. Like Rey had to go around and train all these new Padawans and stuff, and that's obviously not going to happen. Obviously, they have a plan for what's going to go on there. So, light. I mean, you half expected it to be a light week for news just because of the holiday, but yeah, so that's all I'm really thinking about.
Cody, I'll go to you next. What is some of the movie news that stood out to you this week?
I'm always like real skeptical on like when they make TV shows, movies, because I think they're just like, I don't know, I don't agree with it always because it doesn't always work out the best. But it might work out good for Downton, so that's cool. Secret Life of Pets was atrocious and awful, and one of the worst animated movies that has been released.
And it lied.
It lied. If they would have literally just showed us a bunch of like vignettes of what they do when they're not home, and like have like them hang out in the same thing like a Toy Story vein, but they turned it into Toy Story with Kevin Hart, and it wasn't funny. It was misleading and terrible. So I hated that movie. Norma the North, good lord. One studio must be desperate for some cash, and I don't even think it made money. So that's funny. I hate the Lego movie, the first one. I don't find it funny. I don't find it enjoyable. It got a lot of buzz. And I think I understand why people like enjoy it, but I was never a Lego user, so I don't care. And and Lego Batman really ruined it for me. I hated Lego Batman.
You take that back, sir. Lego Batman is one of the best movies.
I gotta throw a bunch of villains that don't make any sense and make it happen. I mean,
to say that statement, I believe you have watched like what 1,000 movies in the decade.
Don't let him pressure you, Cody. I am right there with you.
What was the question?
I'm asking Brooklyn because he say Lego Batman is one of the best movies in the decade.
I love Lego Batman.
No, he saw 5 movies this year. Let's relax. But I will say Lego Batman is still better than anything the DCEU put out. So,
he's not wrong.
Hellboy was really good. I think they leaned into the jokes really well. So I hope they have still jokes to tell. I hope that's not like the Bane ones that they ruined all. Men in Black really surprised me a lot. Tessa Thompson and why would you put the headphones like closer to
He doesn't want to hear anything about it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mute them. He should take them off. And Chris Hemsworth. I think that will be a perfect duo. I can't wait to see more because they didn't really tell us much, so I'm excited. Penny Marshall, that was crushing because I'm a huge baseball fan, obviously, and A League of Their Own is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's perfect. And Star Wars Episode 9 jumped a year ahead. They should have jumped 20 so they could like develop a good baddie to counteract it because no one's buying Emo Kylo, but apparently everybody's okay with it. I don't know if the cohesive story goes off without a hitch. I'll be fine. I am in the strongest camp that if you are planning to do a trilogy of movies, it needs to be one director's vision through the entire thing. You can't break it apart and have everybody be happy. Make it one person, let them direct all 3, and go. That's why Kevin Feige does so good with MCU, because he counteracts it with everybody. Or have a strong head that says, no, JJ did this, I want you to do this. And if they don't work, move it along. Because I think that was the biggest problem with Last Jedi. It was just so different than what we got. And it ruined a lot of things that were set up that we were excited about. So when people were like, I think Rey's parents are going to be revealed. No, they're not. Just like, so yeah. Go ahead and write on your board that we're talking about Star Wars, but it's in the news. So
I can't because this has the debate questions for later. But Matt, what is some of the movie news that stood out to you this week?
I'm not even really going to touch this Star Wars news. Me and Sandy will probably get into that more when Rhyme and Reason comes back in February.
That's
just because
coming back.
Fuck you.
I thought we
Dirty
canceled.
Red Sox
you're
fan.
an asshole. You know
No,
that,
I'm
Reese?
just kidding.
You know, yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about the sequel trilogy, which you can hear all about on Rhyme and Reason's 2-part Star Wars discussion. But, Rip Penny Marshall, A League of Their Own is a fantastic movie, but Big is one of the most important films I saw when I was a kid. I think it was the first Tom Hanks movie, minus Toy Story, that I ever saw. I love that movie. The day that she passed away, I watched Big and had a good old cry. Netflix, please don't remake Harvey. Like, just leave it alone. Like, I know there's this new thing in Hollywood, which is if a movie's old, you need to remake it to get the younger generation to watch it. No. Why don't you just put Harvey on Netflix and just promote it and be like, hey, kids, watch this movie with the great Jimmy Stewart. It's a fantastic movie. Don't remake it.
Agree.
Trailers. My mom's probably going to go and see Downtown Abbey. I'm just going to continue saying that because I love that joke. Somehow Norm in the North 2 got a sequel?
I was sorry.
Look forward to Food Fight 2, Birdemic 4, and The Room 2, I suppose. Speaking of 2s, we have the Lego Movie 2. I had the trailer for this. It's interesting, but okay, no one kill me over this, but I kind of thought the Lego Movie was a one and done idea, where it was like, oh, this is I thought it was kind of just like cool. And that's it. But no, apparently...
Okay, just a quick thing. Am I the only person here that wants to see a Lego Justice League movie?
It'd be better than the Justice League movie.
The thing is, like, I honestly, I wouldn't mind...
Set him up, I swear.
I wouldn't mind watching it, but, like, the Lego Batman movie did, like, 300 million worldwide, which is really low for a Batman movie.
It's not a Batman movie.
It's
the
not,
Lego, but like the brand. Sorry, man.
To the
block movie.
News, to go back to the movie news, I'm interested in this Rosa Parks biopic, especially to see who's involved in it, like who's going to end up directing it, starring in it, and everything, because that time period, the civil rights movement could. I mean, we already saw Selma was a fantastic movie, so Ava DuVernay. I mean, like. She might be in talks to direct. Like, I don't know anything about Hollywood. I'm just like, if you're going to be doing a civil rights movie, you might want to talk to Ava DuVernay. Because Selma is still a movie I love to watch all the time. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, Secret Life of Pets 2. Didn't see the first one. Trailer didn't make me want to see the first one. Hellboy. Haven't seen a Hellboy movie. And Men in Black, I'll be real quick as to not ruin Sandy. I'm really intrigued. The first Men in Black movie is one of my favorite films of all time. This feels different. Like, it doesn't feel like they're retreading it. I also like that there are things in the trailer that show that it's a continuation of the same series, which I like. That's what I wanted. I wanted to not be... Let's try to recapture the lightning in the bottle that was that first film. Let's just take a really interesting universe and tell different stories in it. And I think that's what they're doing. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the movie name.
All right, so a couple of discussion points that I want to bring up. I mean, this one not really much discussion point, but just sort of my thoughts of, I told you so that Holmes and Watson is going to bomb. I called it right from the get-go. Saw that trailer, I was like, nope. As somebody who loves Will Ferrell and Sherlock Holmes, I knew that was going to be garbage. Sandy?
Yeah, I want to say, just like for the record, that the Mary Poppins remake also completely shit the bed.
Really?
So I'm pretty happy about that as
Mary
well.
Poppins Return shit the bed?
Yeah,
So
it only made, it was like
Yeah.
third. It was third, and they made like
It was-
20 million. So
That was actually one of my discussion points. I was kind of surprised that.
Can I say something about that?
Sure.
Because I'm gonna drop your point right now.
Okay.
As someone that follows the box office very well, when a movie opens at 21 million in a holiday season, it's not to worry because the movie is making 10 million every single day since it opened. So right now it's at 70 million after a week.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, sorry,
You can't pick it on Christmas weekend because there's a lot of families, but everybody's off, so it just builds.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
builds. I just
This is a family show. I need you to see.
So yeah, my discussion point was going to be that Aquaman that was actually the winner, which is kind of surprising to me, but over Bumblebee and Mary Poppins, like the big Disney juggernaut. But Malcolm,
What I was about to say is going back to Mary Poppins is you got to look at what it was up against too, because it was a really big competition weekend as well
Stacked
because so it was just one of those unfortunate ones. Like you're going to get two of the ones that was not going to be as viewed. It just happened to be Bumblebee and Mary Poppins Returns. And I went to see Aquaman last night, and it's really okay. It's okay.
Good.
Yeah, I was kind of intrigued because I figured like because like we talked about it on the multiplex after show, but it was like essentially how Mary Poppins like caters more to a demographic, caters more to a wide demographic. It's family film. It's Disney. It's a familiar title. I was kind of like, was it what? So I guess the question I have for you guys is, what's the bigger storyline? Aquaman is that good, or Mary Poppins is that bad?
It's not that bad.
I honestly, I'm gonna say this. I don't think it's either. I think it's just like this period of movies that are released around Christmas. When you look at it, it's an odd time. A lot of people aren't getting out to the movies because they're traveling, they're doing this, they're doing that. We really need to judge these films, I think, more in the coming weeks. See what their legs are.
Yeah.
See what the continual reception of Mary Poppins is and Aquaman. I'm apparently wrong about that. Malcolm's smiling with his hand up, which usually means he's correcting me about something. So, Malcolm.
I actually wasn't going to correct you about anything. I was actually going to say when it comes to box office and big movies, it's easier to look at the worldwide box office. And the thing with Mary Poppins Returns is it hasn't opened every worldwide. Like it hasn't opened up in New Zealand. It doesn't open up until next week here. So
yeah, I mean,
that's another good point.
But you can say that again. But Bumblebee didn't do super awesome at the box office.
Well,
but it hasn't opened in China yet.
Bumblebee's a different story.
I wanted to mention that
but it hasn't opened in China yet.
You want to worry about a movie? Worry about the Transformers brand because Bumblebee is only at 50 million comparison to sure. There's 3 days in difference of opening. I think Bumblebee opened on the 21st and Mary Poppins on the 19th.
Yeah, Mary Poppins opened on.
If you worry about one movie, it's Bumblebee because it's the one that it was even overshadowed by Into the Spider-Verse yesterday. It made more money Into the Spider-Verse, and I've seen all of those 4 movies.
Of course, you have, Abe.
The Transformers franchise has always been bigger internationally than it has domestically.
We have a huge problem.
I know.
I've been quiet. We have a huge problem. Okay. Try to understand Hollywood box office doesn't make any. I understand your viewpoint. I think they're great talking points. But here's your main problem. It's a holiday season. They're going to make money regardless. There's nothing you can honestly. None of these are considered failures yet. There's still time to tell, especially over the New Year's, and especially into January because most of these movies will not have any competition and they will continue to get hit.
Their biggest competition is Glass on January 19th.
But even totally like Glass is like a sort of sequel to a movie that was.
It's tracking at 70 right now. It's tracking at 70.
I believe without a shadow of a doubt that the one movie made the most drastic mistake that they could have at this point in time, and that was Bumblebee. Bumblebee made a drastic mistake on doing a reboot this soon after The Last Night came out.
I can agree with that.
Because I agree that what people have told me, this is a good movie. They like it. But they honestly don't say it's like that great. It's way better than what Michael Bay did, but there's still room for improvement in the genre. But the problem is the public doesn't know that. The public doesn't know that Travis Knight's behind this. The public doesn't know this is a reboot. The public sees Bumblebee. And the problem with Last Night made $500 million, which was literally half of what Age of Extinction made. So regardless if it opens internationally, if the general public does not get that this is a new chance to take, it's going to be shot in the foot. Problem with Aquaman is, I think Aquaman is, of course, we are in the time of superheroes. My family literally was like, hey, what do you want to go to the movies? I was like, no, not really. And they're like, hey, we can go see Aquaman. I said, I'd rather not. And it's not anything. It's just like a girlfriend that cheats on you. I don't want to see. I will watch it when it comes out on DVD. I don't want to be hurt again, even if I don't like it. I don't want to, because I think DC has the best heroes, and I would love to see them done well on screen. I just have not been proven that yet, so I want to be away from that. Mary Poppins Returns is an interesting one because I even predicted it to be number 1, and it wasn't number 1. But the whole thing is, I think that thing is going to pick up steam. But you have a weird thing that's actually happened with it. The critics came out, and a lot of people are not like gravitating to it, and they don't think the songs are that memorable, or that's not. It doesn't have the magic that Julie Andrews provided, which I don't think is a bad thing, because I think Disney that's weird, because Disney took a property that they didn't need to do anything with, but made something with it, and they couldn't copy, so they had to do something original, but the original wasn't clicking. So that's my whole viewpoint. I think Mary Poppins will still do fine. I think it will make a good amount of money. I just don't. This may teach Disney not to go back to the well on old musicals. Like, I don't want to see Bedknobs and Broomsticks come back. Like, I don't want those movies. I want you to stay in your genre. I want you to make original. So yeah.
Sandy.
Okay, so I've relatively stayed quiet on my disdain for Mary Poppins Returns. What my real issue with this is that you already said it. They went to this well, and they shouldn't have. They didn't do anything that updated this movie. They used the same cartoon graphics as was in the frickin' 50s when this movie was released, and they didn't do anything to make it more special. They did exactly what they wanted to do, which was make a carbon copy, updated for now, and then throw it out there, and hopefully everybody swallowed it down. And thankfully, the critics went in and said, "This is not your best work. Shh, do better." And I was hoping that this would be a good movie, but the minute I saw the very first trailer, I was like, "You got to be kidding me." Absolute. I will never watch this movie. Never watch it.
That's a little.
Won't ever watch it. Won't ever watch it. Never. Somebody would have to actually pay me to go in and see it.
Wait, I'm going to just take this for a second. Because guess what? The movie came out in the 60s. So at the end of the day, this movie, the trailers I don't think was the problem. My whole viewpoint is they actually, if they were ever going to take a shot, they did the perfect time. They took one of the best musical minds right now, paired it with one of probably top 3 actresses working today, and Emily Blunt is amazing.
Oh no, she's great. But top 3, the Meryl
She
Streep, Kate Blanchett, and Michelle Williams will disagree. But
tell me, Meryl Streep has done a fantastic, groundbreaking performance in the last 10 years. Stop riding that coattail for a while.
I'm gonna crush your argument right now, and you just gave me all the ammunition that I needed. Solo, a Star Wars story.
That's not good at all.
It is. You just took an actress that is very, very hot. You took Amelia Clark. She's only on Game of Thrones, the hottest TV show in the
universe. But she wasn't the lead of that movie, Sandy. She wasn't the lead of the film.
She wasn't the lead. Then you take
the stupidest argument I've ever heard in my life. Star Wars movie and Mary Poppins are not even close to the same.
I was using the analogy. The movies are not interchangeable, but the what you said and what you used you took one of the best actresses in the world right now. You took an already big story and blah blah blah.
And here comes Sandy with the chair, and he smacks Cody in the back of the head.
You don't even think Amelia Clark could even tie freaking Emily Blunt's shoes. You're out of your flipping mind.
Cody's tagging in Emily Blunt.
I'll tell you who's making more money, and it sure ain't Emily Blunt.
Oh, he throws out the money.
Can I? I know.
This is a fantastic day.
I know.
All right.
This is a good point, and I'm not trying to argue with nobody. I want to say it anyways.
Can I have my show back, please? Thank you very much.
No, you're fucking I own
it. Abe, cool. You have your hand raised.
What? I had my hand raised, and then Cody had to interject himself.
You know, Matt. stay down. It's this that thing. Mary Poppins get steam because people are predicting it to get Best Picture nomination, and that can happen at January 27th. I don't know. You know, we have an award show where we cover that.
Best Picture nominations.
Okay, I'm telling you that
NPR.
I don't agree with that. I think the movie was fine, and also Golden Globes first week of January they win something. They win comedy or musical. You have Mary Poppins winning that. I don't think it deserves it, but like it has a chance, and that's also box office steam before Glass opens and takes the market.
That's another thing that really burns my chaps is when the Golden Globe nominations comes out and movies that haven't even frickin' been released are already on the list. So Hollywood can stick it straight up their ass. That's absolute bullshit. Everybody should have a chance to see the movie before there's any nominations. And the simple fact that it isn't even,
Matt.
So, good. Doing good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
oh,
Yeah. The point that if we could go back before all hell broke loose over Mary Poppins Returns of all things, this idea of Disney going back to the well, I thought was interesting. It doesn't shock me that Mary Poppins was something that was chosen, considering the Broadway musical has been doing fantastic since it started running. Mary Poppins is still one of the most beloved Disney musicals, and let's not forget that only a couple years ago, the best Mary Poppins movie, Saving Mr. Banks, was released. So it kind of made... Oh, I'm sorry, is my opinion funny to you or something, Abe?
Yes.
Well, fuck you too. It kind of makes sense why they did this now. Well, maybe not now, but I haven't seen the movie, so I can't judge Mary Poppins Returns as a film. But to this point of Disney going back to the well, I think with the Star Wars franchise, if Mary Poppins Returns turns out to not be a success, I mean, listen, Disney is never gonna. Disney as a company is never going to start producing all original content again. They're just not. We saw what happened with Tomorrowland, an original science fiction movie. It bombed. Like Disney has been such a big company and you can even argue technically Disney never produced original content.
Okay, I'm gonna step in here. Disney live action, yeah, their success rate has been flops, but like where their bread and butter is, their animated have done really well. Zootopia is the one that props up.
I was going to bring up. I was mostly talking about live action if you couldn't tell. Animated, of course. They're still one of the kings of animation. I just think, as a studio, Disney has just been really interesting to watch in the last couple of years. And kind of just, I mean, even to the live action thing. What are most of their slate of their live action films are just remakes of popular animated films. That's what they're planning to do. And I'm not sure which one's going to be the bomb that stops Disney from doing this, but I honestly feel like we're going to hit it sooner rather than later. They're doing well animated and with the MCU and kind of with Star Wars, about Solo. We saw what happened there. This talking point did not lead to where I thought it was going to, but this is a live show for everybody. Saving Mr. Banks is a great movie. It's still going to stand by that.
Yeah. All right. So with that surprisingly heated discussion over one Mary Poppins, let us now move into the topic that you guys have all been waiting for. That is the best of 2018. Our favorite movies. Spoiler alert, I have only seen 6.5 movies this year. So I am going to get my rankings out of the way right now. I'm going to rank every movie that I saw, every 2018 movie I saw this year. There was a lot of first-time watches for me that weren't from 2018. Chef, Ocean's 11, which other ones? I'm trying to remember, but yeah, this is why I don't use Letterboxd, because I don't remember a lot of things. But starting at number 7, is the first half hour of Cloverfield Paradox. And especially my worst movie of 2018. It was fucking awful. It's boring for a supposed thriller. Number 6 is I Feel Pretty, a movie that was almost the worst movie. The first half of Cloverfield Paradox was almost above I Feel Pretty, but the ending of I Feel Pretty is actually half decent. But the lead up to it is painful. At number 5, we have the Netflix version of Jungle Book that is Andy Serkis's Mowgli. I actually found it quite interesting. Very character driven. The performance is really good, especially Andy Serkis and Christian Bale. I really love those performances. At number 4 is Deadpool 2.
Is your opinion funny?
I like Deadpool 2. I love Deadpool. I loved the movie. It is one movie that Sue and I bond over. But yeah, Deadpool 2. I thought was pretty good. Not as good as the first one, but it did what it needed to do.
Dick, it's funny.
At number 3, we have Black Panther. So Black Panther, it has its flaws, but I think the things that it did well, it did really well. The cultural significance, I guess, was pretty interesting, and to sort of go off of the pros of the film that I love, the traditional aspect that is so prominent considering in this tech-heavy world, I thought was really interesting. At number 2, the movie that I guarantee nobody else has even seen or heard, that is Poggy Beach. A movie, an independent movie made by my friend Jason and Jeremy Larder. This does have theatrical release. It was shown here a few times, but it is essentially being an Islander dialed up to 11. I laughed quite a bit throughout this film. If I can find a link, I'll put it in the chat. But definitely, or like if there's a way to sort of purchase it, it's definitely interesting. And if you want to sort of see the like very stereotypical Islanderisms, definitely check that out. And then number 1 is Avengers: Infinity War for me, but I'm probably in a minority there. Well, let's kick it off to somebody else. We'll go to Matt first. Matt, what are some of your favorites of the year?
You didn't tell me we were doing this. So some of my favorite films of the year. Yes, I only saw 8. You know why? Because I had a really shitty, hard year that did not allow me to get to the movies a lot. So yeah. Honestly, I at this point I don't give a fuck what anyone says about the movies I saw in like this year. Creed 2, out of all the movies I saw this year, is my favorite. I thought it did a great thing with being a sequel to the first film, continuing the story while also being a really good sequel to the Rocky franchise, continuing the stories from that film. The callbacks to Rocky IV I thought were really great, and the ending really, really got me a really, really good way. Avengers: Infinity War, of course, was a fantastic movie, culminating 10 years of storytelling and giving all the characters of the film a moment. It never felt like it was Iron Man's movie or Star-Lord's. It felt like the Avengers movie. Blockers, I thought was a really funny movie. Not a lot of people have been talking about that. I really enjoyed that film. I thought it was really funny. On the Netflix side, of course, Christmas Chronicles. We talked about a lot on the top 12 Christmas movies. It's a fun holiday movie. My family and me had a fun time watching it together. Fantastic Beasts 2 was a movie. Black Panther is a movie that I respect more for what it has done in the genre more than the movie is good. It's good. It's a well-made film. Talking about not really well-made films. Solo, a Star Wars boring. Thanks for telling me that Han Solo's last name was given by some random-ass Imperial, like, fucking sign her in. Chewbacca's nickname was a nickname because Chewbacca is too long for Han Solo to say. And also, thank you for introducing Star Wars fans to the piece of cardboard also known as Alden Ehrenreich. Fuck that movie.
Andy, you're a Star Wars fan. What are some of your favorite movies of the year?
All right, so I'll just start off. I did not hate Solo as much as everybody else did. No. It's a bad Star Wars movie, but it's an okay heist movie. I didn't mind it. It was okay that wise. I thought it was okay. There was some really stupid mistakes, and Matt mentioned them already. It's definitely low on my list of favorite Star Wars movies, but it wasn't as horrible as some people think it is. And I'm not saying Matt thinks it's that horrible. There are some other people out there that do. Some of them, like, I don't get to see a lot in the theater to go in there, but I do try to watch as many of the ones that people talk about, and I ask people all the time. I have not watched Upgrade yet, but I've heard some really good things about it, so I'm looking forward to watching that. I have it. There's another Netflix movie out there that Jake Marangoni mentioned to me called Roma. That I want to see, that I really want to see. I did finally watch A Quiet Place, and I thought it was scarier than people told me it was, and I had to pee a bunch during that match, during that movie. I have ready to watch A Simple Favor, and I believe it's called 18 or 18 years or something like that. I have those that I want to watch. Oh, so yeah, eighth grade. Yeah, I knew I needed that. So I have those ones.
17.
Yeah, that's right. But from the ones that I have seen so far, these are the list that I have. Bad Times at the Old Royale is a lot better than it looked. So when I watched it, I was like intrigued because it was sort of a noir kind of thing, and I thought my wife might enjoy it a lot. It surprised me. I actually quite liked it. I thought it had twists and turns that I wasn't expecting. So check that out. I'm going to get these ones out of the way right away. Black Panther, Aquaman, and Infinity War are all great movies. I thought Aquaman was really, really good. I went and saw that, and I was scared because when the trailers came out, the animation looked kind of sketchy, and I was like, no, please, no, not again, no. And it looked beautiful. Visually, it was absolutely a smorgasbord of awesomeness to watch, and the story was pretty good too. If you really want to see it, go download Justice League: The Throne of Atlantis animation. It's practically the same movie, but they're good. Both of them are good. And I don't say Infinity War is not on the top of my list just because I just wanted to put all of the comic book movies together. They're fantastic. Black Klansman, also another one that I just recently watched. It's pretty fantastic, and it's funny in places like that you don't think it's going to be funny, but it is. I would call this a drama. Like it's got comedy in it, but it's very much a drama and a really important story. So I really enjoyed that. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the ones that everybody's going to chastise me about, but nobody's brought this one up. So these are my these are the ones that I really enjoyed. Mission Impossible Fallout. An absolute fantastic movie. Finally watched all of it in one sitting. Was absolutely awesome. They can just keep making these movies with as long as Tom Cruise's body holds out and he doesn't break any more limbs jumping 20 feet across a building. Guy's a nutcase, but awesome. I love him for it. The Meg. I love big giant sharks and I love them eating things, and that's what this movie did. Was the story good? No. Was the acting good? No. Was anything about this movie really, really good? Yes. The shark was good, and that's all I go to see is the shark. That's all I want to see is big giant shark eating things, and it did it well. The animation was fantastic. There were very few moments where it sucked. It was a good shark movie. The rest of it, you can do whatever you want with it. Let's go into I enjoyed Venom. I really enjoyed Venom, and I know I left this out of my comic book movies, but Venom was actually really fun to me. I liked the duality in the voice. I loved them talking to each other. I thought that was really cool. I enjoyed the animation that they did with Venom and with Riot. I thought that was really, really good too. I don't go into these movies thinking they're going to be Oscar candidates. I go in them because I walk out happy, and that's how I pick my movies. Incredibles 2. Incredibles 2 it was also a great movie. If anybody can get through the Jack and the raccoon scene without crashing down laughing, I challenge. I call shenanigans on that because that's absolute crap. It's one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in any movie. It's just great. And my number one movie this year is no surprise. Everybody else gives me shit about it, and I don't care. I watched it 2 more times this week, so that brings my total watching time to, I think, 115 times. I love Ready Player One. I think it's one of the funnest movies that came out this year. Was it one of the best movies? No. Was it one of the most? Is it going to win the most Academy Awards? No. But I had a damn good time. I love the way that they adapted the book. The book in itself, to me, is a completely different entity. And it is Malcolm sitting there trying to get me to hurry up. Is that what he's doing there? Is doing that?
I don't think so.
Ow. Malcolm. I'm just trying to waste as much time so I don't have to debate Cody. But yeah, so that's my list. I really enjoyed Ready Player One. It was my favorite movie this year. I really enjoyed it. It touched me in a way that it didn't for other people, and that's fine. I totally respect your guys' opinion, but for me, any movie that can make me watch it this is the most times I've watched a movie since one of my favorite movies of all time. That's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So it's still one of my favorite movies. So this one will be too. So that's my list.
All right,
I'll watch
Cody, I'll go to you next. What are some of your favorite movies of the year?
Sorry, I fell asleep. No, I'm just kidding. Right up here, Sandy. Right up here until I get that bell. Bad Times at the Old Royale. Loved it. Didn't think I would like it. Ended up doing it. Won't You Be My Neighbor? Crushed me in the time. Or you already talked for 17 years. You're fine. Robin Hood, 2008. Brilliant. No, I'm just kidding. That movie I did not watch it. I didn't make an actual list. Annihilation. I finally got to watch this. Really good.
Yeah, you liked it?
Yes, really surprising.
Nice.
Paul has been talking about it nonstop, and I finally watched it, and it lived up for me. Bruce Willis's Death Wish. No, just kidding. Paddington 2. Absolutely love Paddington 1. I absolutely adore Paddington 2. The movie is fantastic. If you haven't seen it, if you have any bit of kid still left in you, go watch it. It's brilliant. It's way better than Christopher Robin. One of the worst movies I have ever seen in my life. I'm going to make it clear what the worst movie, and yes, I did see I Feel Pretty, and gosh, that movie was shit. 1517 to Paris. My gosh.
Last night you told me about this.
I wanted to leave. I won't say the joke that the comedian or my best friend, one of the two, I don't remember who said it, but I will not say the joke here live on camera. But let's just say I wished for a different outcome because, gosh, that movie was so boring. Hereditary scared the living hell out of me. Will not rewatch that, but it was good for what I saw through my like this. Black Klansman, agreed, fantastic. Going through. Sorry. Instant Family. My gosh, for a movie that I did not expect, mind blowing. This movie, if me and wife are considering being foster parents right now, it is one of those things that literally didn't expect. Beautiful. Mary Poppins, no, apparently not. Equalizer 2. I love Denzel, and anytime he kills a bunch of people, it makes me it's one of my favorites. It was not well done. It could have been way better, but Denzel is never the bad part of any movie. So I will fight everybody on that. Denzel was at least the brightest part of this movie, and he did a fantastic job doing it. And I would be totally wrong to not bring these two movies up. Into the Spider-Verse. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. This movie was brilliant. They did such a good job. I'm excited for wherever they take this. I'm totally okay with. Go, run with it. Great. Quiet Place, and then Bohemian Rhapsody. Cookie cutter as can be, fit right into a mold. People are not happy with it. But the overall acting performances and the songs and everything just made me love Queen even more than I already do. So that's what I would say.
All right, we'll go to Malcolm next. You've been sitting there quietly and patiently. What are some of your favorite movies of the year?
Well, I'm going to start off with the 5 I really didn't like first, because why not? Overboard is the 5th worst movie. It wasn't really good. Mute, 50 Shades Freed, The Cloverfield Paradox, and Robin Hood is by far the worst movie of this year.
Phew.
Anyway, my top 10 of the year, I'm going to give it in no particular order because next year we're doing a ranking episode of the best movies of 2018, so I'm not going to spoil my order. So I've got, in my top 10, I've got Ready Player One, Christopher Robin, 8th Grade, Searching, Love, Simon, Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, A Star Is Born, Black Klansman, and Deadpool 2. But that could change once I see Mary Poppins and Spider-Verse, which are out next week.
All right. Matt, we'll go to you next. What are some of your did we already go to you?
You went to me right after you.
Ooh, oops. Man, memory. It gets
Sandy went for so long you couldn't remember. It was pretty good.
Are we? Don't.
Just
Right up to you,
It
Sandy.
might be a little bit too
Right up.
early to try and get Hulk mode. Before we get to Hulk mode, Abe.
Do you want just best, right? Because everybody's saying worse, and I don't wanna take your show away again.
That's all right. What are some of your favorite and least favorite movies of the year?
Okay. Worse. Let's start. I'm gonna give you 10 without reason. The Nun, you suck. Teen Titans Go to the Movies, you suck. Jurassic World, you suck. Life of the Party, you suck. The Girl in the Spider-Web, you suck. Red Sparrow, you suck. The Purge, the first Purge, I think it's called, you suck.
First
The
Purge.
Kissing Booth, you suck. Pacific Rim Uprising, you suck. And Johnny English Strikes Back, you suck. And I watched 50 Shades Free, and I kind of like.
Oh,
That
of course
job
you.
figures, of course.
It didn't shock me at all.
New
I'll
ideas.
I'll take shit I'm not surprised by for 500, please.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you my top 10, but I just want to mention 2 movies which I really enjoyed: Vice and Widows, which I think are amazing. Okay, top 10 right now. I haven't watched A Favorite, Green Book, or any other movie that I think I can like.
Yeah, me
A Simple Favor. I think Paul Fick does something amazing in that movie. Like, he makes a ton of tones and layers in the characters, which is really amazing. Upgrade, which I was mind blown with. Like, that movie cost like $5 million, and it's just amazing what you can do with just a great actor. I don't remember the name of the actor, but he's amazing. I think Sandy's gonna be happy with my next choice. Ready Player One, number 8 right now. We share another movie, Mission Impossible Fallout, which is really amazing. Chris McQuarrie and Tom Cruise are the best pairing. Well, the first Jack Ryan movie wasn't that good, but like Fallout, really great movie. Into the Spider-Verse, I'm gonna watch it tomorrow because I need to watch it again because I want to catch every single Easter egg there is. Avengers Infinity War talk about an experience. An experience. It's the best. It's like going when you watch a Marvel movie, it's like going to a sporting event. When Thor got into the theater, you can hear the other like I went up in Ignite and you can hear the whole place, like the whole movie theater, like going on fire. Number 4, A Quiet Place. That's the most interesting movie going experience I had. Henry, fuck you. I'm not a creep. A Quiet Place. Like everybody was quiet as the movie, and John Krasinski does an amazing job as its second feature. Instant Family. I wasn't expecting to like that movie. And Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne and the girl that it's gonna play Dora the Explorer and was in Transformers Age of Extinction. Was the last one? No, I don't sure, but I'm not sure. But like, it's really good. Now, can I give this review in Spanish?
Sure.
I won't do it because you won't understand. Roma, Alfonso Cuarón, Roma. I think I don't love this movie more because I didn't see it in the theater. I had to saw it on Netflix. But Cuarón does something like the simplicity of the film is what I love, and it makes you think about it. And it's kind of, I mean, it's relatable because it's a Mexican film. I'm Mexican.
You know what the sad thing is?
Did they bring
I'm
up
gonna
teriyaki?
I'm going to interject here for 2 seconds.
No.
No, Sandy, you don't get that. That goes back to
Yesterday.
last night.
So the sad thing is, me and my wife were trying to pick a movie last week. I suggested Roma, and she was like, "No, I want to watch this. I Feel Pretty," and I was like, "Oh,
Well,
all right,
I,
I'll take it for the team. We'll watch this." But
I watch How Feel Pretty with my sister. I kind of laugh in that movie. I have weird taste in movies. Well, especially in the worst ones. And number one, A Star Is Born. That movie hit me emotionally. I didn't cry. I didn't cry in any of these movies this year. But that movie, yeah, I don't cry that much. That movie just hit me like they grab a body and hit me several times, and I rewatch it with a friend. I kind of rewatch it like 3 times in the theater just to take people and see them cry. I take joy of that.
all right. So let's now get into the moment that 3 of us have been waiting for, and that is the late night with Take 3 mini speed debate champion of the world Full Metal and Multiplex fan trivia movies of the world championship. If you guys didn't see, Sandy was away last week. Yeah, Sandy was away last time, and then Cody
the week before.
Yes, the week before because why did we not go last week? Cody and I we fought at couples therapy, I think, or something. I don't know.
We were drunk, I think.
Last week was kind of a blur. But yeah, so now we have Sandy and Cody duking it out for the last championship of the year. They will be the champion of 2018. So how it's going to work, guys, is I have 5 questions that will be done in speed round format. 20-second opening, 50-second rebuttal. You guys know the whole thing. I am not going to judge. It is going to be Matt, Malcolm, and Abe. So
can't win for losing.
Cody,
what's the saying? What's the old saying? Wishing one hand, shit in the other.
What's everybody's PayPal and Venmo right now? Anybody need some money?
Brooklyn, by the way, the Fraser finger from Bad Santa is wishing one hand, shouldn't the other, see which one fills up first.
There we go. All right,
I'm on my damn lunch break.
In the fucking lunch break.
That's a long ass lunch break.
Okay, so I have a number between 1 and 10. The person who is closest to it will go first. Sandy, because you are the current champion. You will go first.
I will pick the number 7.
Okay, Cody.
I'll pick the number 3.
5.
Number 3. The correct answer was 6, so Sandy is the closest, which means that he will be picking which question we begin first on. We're not going to pick the numbers. We'll just go off of question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll just go off of that order. So, Sandy, what question would you like to start on? Question 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
Now, I have a method to my madness. Question number 1 is usually something that just comes off the top of your head. Question 2 is usually when you start coming back to yourself and pick a really good question. 3 and 4 are usually good choices. 5 is usually garbage. So I am going to take a chance on this one, and I'm going to say that I'm going to pick number 3.
Question number 3. All right, so
That was really
once again, guys, if I hear you first, you are going to go first. 20-second opening, 50-second rebuttal. Abe, Malcolm, and Matt, you are the judges here, so keep your ears perked. Question number 3 is as follows: of the major 4 sports, what was the best sports moment this year?
Red Sox won the World Series.
Red Sox won the World Series.
Whatever the fuck, son of a bitch, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna say that the New England Patriots did not win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, there's one I'm surprised did not get picked, but we'll go to that after. So, Cody, I have you. Red Sox winning the World Series is the best moment. First, you have 20 seconds. Time begins whenever you start talking.
In baseball, it's very hard to have a fully complete team, and the Boston Red Sox was literally that. They had the best record in baseball, and they literally killed every opponent that they finally faced. Plus, they beat LA, which is one of the most pompous-ass people in the face of this entire country that are so egotistical and so rude to most of the people. New England Patriots have already lost. That's not something big, but guess what? When the Red Sox were able to win it in Dodger Stadium, that's such a huge moment, and it was capsulated with a guy that shouldn't have won the World Series.
Time. Sandy, 20 seconds for your opening. Time begins whenever you start talking.
The New England Patriots not winning the Super Bowl was bigger news than the team that won the Super Bowl. Not true when it comes to the Boston Red Sox winning their World Series. That was pretty much a foregone conclusion. They were the winners of the regular season as well. They went into that and they won it. But New England not winning the cup after leading after the entire season with the win? Come on. It was the biggest story of the year sports-wise last year.
All right. Interesting. We'll now go to Cody's rebuttal. 15 seconds. Time begins whenever you start talking.
That was completely false. The Red Sox were not the favorite entering the playoffs. They were literally the third team. They thought they were going to get swept out of the playoffs by the New York Yankees, which were the bigger team. And that's an incorrect statement. The Eagles would have been the correct choice of yours because they haven't won a World Series in the entire history of their organization, and they were actually able to pull it. So that was the bigger win, and they talked about them more often than the Patriots shitting the bed. That wasn't a big news because they already did against the Giants.
Sandy.
Okay, so absolutely incorrect on both accounts. There was no talk of Philadelphia winning outside of Philadelphia. Every news station was that the New England Patriots did not win, and that was it. It was secondary that the other team was even in the match with them. That was it. And you're going to take advice from a Boston Red Sox fan of which was the best moment.
Time. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm going to go to Matt first. Matt, based on the arguments provided, who gets your point and why?
All right. So I'm just sitting here, listening to to the debates here. First thing, there were a lot of the Super Bowl was now the World Series. Apparently, the Super Bowl, you win the Stanley Cup. There were a lot of sports facts that were just tossed around that were just incorrect, but I struck them from my memory because no one brought them up. Here's where I'm going with this. Cody won it in the openings. Sandy won in the rebuttals. Cody spent most of his rebuttal just trying to refute the facts of Sandy's opening, and he didn't really, to me, he didn't really hit. And honestly, in this case, I would have been fine if he went totally personal. I would have been okay with that. I'm giving it to Sandy just because he was able to hit how no one was really talking about Philadelphia winning. They were all talking about how New England lost. So it was really close, actually.
All right, I'm going to go to Abe next. Abe, based on the arguments provided, who gets your point and why?
First of all, the Eagles doesn't win World Series, Cody. Sandy is wrong about his facts about Philadelphia because Philadelphia was the number one seed in the NFC. So, but I think Cody had a better opening. He got better facts or, opinions, I guess. So I'll give my point to Cody.
Okay. So Malcolm, comes down to you. Tiebreaker points here. Based on arguments divided, who gets your point and why?
Yeah, either Kiwi gets to judge a debate on American sports. But I mean, I'm going to give my point to Sandy because pretty much the same as that Matt sort of says. He said, Sandy brought up the point that every news story was bringing up more of the fat points that New England Patriots didn't win the Super Bowl as opposed to the Eagles winning, because even down here in New Zealand, that's sort of the main thing that was on the news over here as well, over the fact that Eagles was winning. And I mean, yeah, and I think Cody's battle kind of didn't really help his debate too much, but it was still a pretty close debate. So
Guys, the Philly special. That's a better movie.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm surprised I had Cody in that one. Yeah, Sandy had opportunity. Sandy had opportunity. If he brought up the Tom Brady dropping the ball meme, that probably would have won over the Jets a little bit more confidently. But he got the point, obviously. So Sandy strikes blood first in the first to three. We go to question number 4. I'm actually really excited for this one. Question number 4. Including NXT, what was the best match in WWE?
In the whole year?
In the whole year.
Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa 2.
Okay.
Street fight, unsanctioned street fight in Chicago.
Okay.
I will say I'm going to say fuck, I don't know. I'm going to say John Cena versus Hulk Hogan. No.
You can't say that.
I'm going to say I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to go actually a little newer and a little bit more mainstream. Cody will have no surprise at this. I'm going to say Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair versus Asuka at this year's TLC match.
Okay. Interesting. All right, so I heard Cody first. Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano 2, unsanctioned street fight in Chicago.
I don't know if it's Chicago, but again, that doesn't really matter.
That's fine. I know a match you're talking about.
Fight.
20-second opening. Time begins whenever you start talking.
Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano are better fighters in the WWE in general, and they showed this in the street fight that we haven't seen since Shawn Michaels versus Triple H. They went all over the arena. It went crazy. They did super outrageous things that blew everybody's mind. The problem with Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Asuka, it literally ended with a wrestler coming out, pushing over the ladder, and a person that people didn't really want to win won the belt, and it wasn't very climactic when you had Tommaso Ciampa literally win it where everybody thought.
Sandy, 20 seconds.
The outcome of any match in wrestling means absolutely nothing because it's predetermined. So I don't care who won or lost or how they did it. The match is what we're talking about. And the match was a first time for everything. It was a tables, ladders, and chairs match for the first female competitors in the WWE, and they knocked it out of the park. When you get the entire jaded crowd of the WWE audience going, "This is awesome," it means it was an awesome match.
Patented late night with Take 3 approach. I think a few seconds early there. We'll see how that pays off. Cody, 15-second rebuttal, and he looks fuming.
Yeah, we can stop doing the first ever thing for the women. Good Lord, it was the Royal Rumble, it was the Elimination Chamber. They've done better matches than this triple threat. Guess what? Becky Lynch is the main face of that thing, and she doesn't even walk away the champion regardless if it's predetermined. It was pushed over by Ronda Rousey, which just sets up a bigger match. Ciampa and Gargano has not been top since, and it stopped the show, and everybody was chanting. Awesome.
Sandy, 15-second rebuttal. I'm curious to hear what you got to say.
You had the 3 most famous stars in all of the WWE female division in that match. It was fantastic start to finish. It had storyline, it had meaning, it had brutality, it had fun, it had everything that you needed to do with it. The other match, sorry, secondary roster.
Interesting. Huh. All right, so I'm actually surprised that that another Gargano. I feel like Gargano had at least 2 Fight of the Year contenders, but I could easily be wrong.
Or whatever would have been the other one, but
that was an incredible fight. Malcolm, we'll go to you first. What is Cody doing?
No, I'm talking, what are you doing? You're like, oh, Ciampa's got lots of match of the year potential, blah, blah, blah. Zip based on the argument.
That it's still based on the argument. My vote doesn't count regardless.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, mine was a dig because he could have picked better Gargano fights. Malcolm, based on the arguments provided, who gets your point and why?
Yeah, this was a really good battle. I think just slightly. I think Cody sort of edges out Sandy in this one because Sandy didn't really. I mean, he did get some digs in at Gargano versus Ciampa, but he didn't get a lot. I mean, like it is with battles like he did a lot and he did really good at defending his own match, but he didn't really have enough time to kind of get more shots at Ciampa and Gargano. I think Cody sort of got a little bit better when it came to going that the TLC match was more to what seemed to be used more to set up the match for Ronda versus Charlotte versus Becky down the line. So yeah.
All right. So Matt, I'll go to you next. Case scenario gets invited. Who gets your point? Why?
Listening totally to the arguments, but something I started did for myself as a new wrestling fan. I kind of went into this like, who's going to convince me based on the arguments to want to watch their match more? I know maybe that wasn't more, but I just kind of heard with the facts backing up, but also the passion in Cody's argument more than Sandy's. So I'm giving my point to Cody. I think he just he was able to rebut a lot of Sandy's arguments, while also still like selling his match.
All right. So Cody does even out the field there. Abe, your vote did not count, but how would you have scored?
I think Cody gave a more balanced way to like he argued for his point and counter argument Sandy's match, so I will give it to Cody.
All right. So it is tied up. We now move into question number 5. This is actually one suggested by one Matt Kearns himself. So question number 5, guys, and once again, if I hear you first, you will go first. The question is, what has been the best moment in late night since I have taken over?
Where you didn't host?
Shut up, babe.
I'm going to say the William Bibiani cast.
William Bibiani, right?
Winston Marshall, Barack Obama paired with Kermit and
Brooklyn, what did I say? What did I fucking say when I suggested this?
All right, so I heard William Bibiani versus Winston Marshall's Barack Obama impersonation. So 20 seconds by Sandy first.
Pause. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. I'm just gonna. Then I'll just if he's choosing just Bibbs, I'm gonna take Winston like as the episode. If that's fair. If he's he's just claiming the Bibbs episode, then I will just take Winston's episode. Is that fair? I don't want to just link mine.
That's up to Sandy. I'm personally fine with it, but it's up to Sandy.
Oh, I was gonna absolutely say that he should absolutely pick the Winston Marshall episode, because if he's just picking 1 point, I've already destroyed him. So no, it's William.
Okay, so then
the William Bibiani episode versus the Winston Marshall episode. I'm cool.
It kind of changes the question to best late episode, but that's fine. We thought episode, but then we were like, yeah.
Do we just want to do moment then?
No, well, the episode's fine. I have no problem changing it to episode.
Okay.
So I heard
I see how it is.
William Bibiani versus Winston Marshall, best episodes. So with that being said, Sandy, you got 20 seconds. Time begins whenever you're talking.
So on the first episode in a really long time of Late Night that I missed was the Winston Marshall episode. So I have nothing bad to say about it because I watched it. It was fantastic. I was here for the Bibbiani episode, and it was great. Bibbs came in. He was a pal right away. He got us to call him by his nickname. He was really fun. He had a great time with Kermit. He had a great time doing that. He had a great time with all of us, made some really, really awesome suggestions, and just had himself a great old time, which made us have a great time all night long. It was fantastic.
Time. 20 seconds for Cody. Time begins in instant.
Since we kind of did episodes, Bibbs was only half time, but my main thing about Winston Marshall, he literally jumped in and joined us as a member of our crew, like literally to a T. He literally joked with us. Bibbs was more stating that, looking at Kermit like, what the hell is Matt Kurtz doing? Freaking Winston was like turned on his Barack Obama and just played along with it. He went, challenged me into a debate. He pushed me to the wire. He called it bullshit and said he's coming back for another match. That's what you want in a host, a person you bring
Time. 50-second rebuttal, Sandy.
Yeah, Winston was just one of the guys, and that's fantastic. But Bibbs was an actual like celebrity. He came in, he has showed us everything that we were doing right. He told us so many good things that we were doing. Winston was a great guest. Bibbs was just better. He was just better all the way around. He played with us. He had a great time.
Time. Cody.
Yo, mama. Listen, let me tell you right now, the whole thing about Winston Marshall, literally, he had this moment where he came on and literally captivated us all. He took everything serious. He played along with us. He plugged us. He treated us like we're actually human. Bibbs, we played that awful-ass Halloween trick-or-treat board quiz that Brooklyn invented, and it was shit and terrible, and I hate Brooklyn for it till this day.
Not good.
Brooklyn's feelings will not take into factor of this argument, even though they did get hers. I will move on.
Go to me first.
You should, but Brooklyn, before you start, you should definitely tell everybody how good Bibbs was and bring up some moments, because that would be awesome.
Yeah, maybe you guys could have fought best moments like my question.
I did. I tried to.
Mr. Kearns, we'll go to you first based on the arguments provided. Who gets your point and why?
This was really close, but Cody got it in a lot of spots. One, the fact that Bibbs was only on half of the episode. Winston kind of became part of the crew. You guys both brought up the Kermit things, which selfishly, that was fun that they didn't do what an unnamed Schmoedown personality did with the person who read the news. Cough MK. Sorry. But what wanted for me was Cody at that it was quick, but he got in that fucking Halloween trivia thing that kind of just pulled that Bibbiani episode down. So I gotta give my point to Cody.
Surprise.
Abe, based on the arguments provided,
Go fuck yourself.
Just to be clear, I haven't watched any of those episodes.
He wasn't plugging himself in any of those, so
Yeah, so based on the arguments, I think Cody presented more points on why the episode worked, what it was better, and I think that Winston treating us like humans was a great point. I was not there because I'm kind of a celebrity, so I will go with Cody.
All right, Malcolm, your vote did not count, but how would you have swayed?
But yeah, I would have gone Cody as well. Both the arguments are really good. Like Sandy did a good job of defending his own pick, but he didn't really hit on the Winston Marshall one a lot. He did get some hits in there every now and then, but like what's enough? I think Cody's kind of had the equal balance, and he managed to get a pretty more convincing argument out there.
So the moments that like Matt and I were sort of thinking that you guys could go off of would be the Take Night with like 3 moment.
That's the first one.
Why won't Cody and Brooke get a room and fuck already? The entirety of the episode that I was in and out with internet connection. The first time I said, if you think you could beat Cody, you can't.
Oh yes, that was so good.
yeah, there's a lot of good moments, but yeah,
The first time that Kermit ever came on, and the Lady and the Tramp, that just you guys
The
remember
funny
that
thing is,
episode?
I joined in halfway through pretty much. Like I did not join right away when it's launched. So there's stuff that I missed from the original.
It was an interesting time trying to figure out the kinks and the overall flow of the show. But Cody does take a lead 2-1 as we got into question number 1. This is the first one that I wanted to debate. Once again, Sandy, you need this to go to a tiebreaker. Cody, this is for the W.
W.
Taking into consideration all the leagues and all of the different types of matches, what was the best fan league match of 2018?
That's not fair. They haven't completed yet, and I know like at least 3 that blow any match that we've had so far this year out of the water.
Pause. I will re-ask the question.
All right.
Of the entirety of all the leagues, all the ones that have come and gone within the past year, as of right now, what is the best fan match uploaded of 2018?
Triple threat tag team match in fandom over a multiplex. Silver Shamrocks versus Nuclear Option versus Arkham Knights.
I'm gonna say, and this is gonna be shameless, but it was fantastic. I'm gonna say the tag title match between Big Picture and Team 80s.
All right. So I heard the tag team triple threat first from Cody. 20 seconds. Time begins whenever you start talking.
These fan communities, they do is emulate the Schmoedown, and they do a great job. But the one thing Multiplex was able to do is actually do the first ever triple tag team match ever, and able to put it off successfully, which is insane. That match had everything, and it had unlikely winners actually winning the match. The 2 favorites going in did not win and got technically knocked out by Lucas Schobach and Paul Oyama. Paul Oyama and Michael versus Team 80s, that outcome was already determined pretty much because Paul is a freak of nature and does really good.
Time.
Sandy just played a good match.
Time. I only had to. Hopefully, that's the only time I have to apply the Just Morgan.
Shut your mouth. I'm literally played in all your other things, and you don't ever have to call me. Shut your mouth.
All right. Mr. Robinson, 20 seconds. Time begins whenever you start talking.
The tag team title match between Big Picture and Team 80s was not a predetermined already. It came down to the last question and the last repeat used by Big Picture to pull that one answer to beat the best game I've ever played in my entire life. So, no, it wasn't predetermined. It was right there. What the guys over at Multiplex did was fantastic. Was it the best match ever? No, it was not. It was a good match, but it wasn't the best match. This one between Team 80s and Big Picture was a classic for the ages.
Time. 15 seconds by Cody. Time begins whenever you start talking.
A 5-round, 3-team match that you had to literally intermingle and make steals, and literally the team that was leading in round 2 did not end up winning. That's drama throughout the entire thing. Yes, and your match was already predetermined. I'm sorry to say that Jeremy did not play the match of his life. If that match would have worked, maybe he would have won. But at the end of the day, Paul definitely kicked his ass, and that's the problem with it. And
Time.
Paul wins, which has already happened.
15 seconds by Sandy. This might be the last 15 seconds that you got.
Whoa, we got dark here.
Oh, no. It's the truth. You can take a gimmick all you want and make it a match and see if it came off there. A person coming out of round 2 in lead, it didn't win in a 5-round match. Ooh, what a surprise! Actually coming toe to toe with one of the greatest of all times, Paul Oyama, and taking him to the last freaking question to win the tag team belts of all time. Seriously.
Time.
Still,
Time. I have my thoughts on what the best match is in 2018. I will save that for after after the judging process. Abe, I am going to go to you first, based on the arguments provided. Who gets your point number 1?
Okay, I read several things, but one of the things I wrote, which is really important, is that Cody sucks post dig way too much. And both of those answers were incorrect. It's World Pain versus Battle of Hell. But taking that away, it was hard. Honestly, I see both great arguments. I think Sandy took down some of Cody's point as the same as Cody. I think I think Cody bring out some points that make the match more interesting. So, oh my god, it's way harder than I think. So, I'm gonna give it to Sandy.
All right, Malcolm. Based on the arguments provided, who gets your point and why?
Well, I mean, it's no surprise that the competitors both picked a match that they have some personal stakes in, but but all jokes aside, I'm also gonna give my point to Sandy because I think that he came in strong with his rebuttals, like when he brought up the fact that just because it's a gimmick doesn't mean it's pretty much good, and he kind of gave some good reasons as to why his match is better than there. But this was a really close one and hard to decide. But definitely Sandy gets the point.
Yeah, Matt Kearns, your vote to not count based on the arguments provided. How would you have swayed?
I don't know what the hell was going on during that. I had names flying around that I never heard. This Paul guy, Cody, I think you need to talk to Paul about these feelings. Just saying, man. Nah, I'm just, Cody, I'm just, honestly, I'm glad it didn't come to me because I'm still undecided because this was a really great fight. You both had great debate points and then rebuttals. So being completely honest, I don't know who I would have chosen. So I'm glad thank God it didn't come down to me.
So I'll just put your check mark on Cody.
Damn, Sandy! Dude, get the stick out of your ass for crying out loud, man. And
You got to use buzzwords. You got to use buzzwords. That's how.
I will say, however, Sandy, if I had to choose, I probably would have went with you just because a gimmick doesn't make it a good match. I had a good laugh at that.
I don't want to be an asshole, but who has time to watch every single match in the fan leagues? There's like 100. Really?
I try to watch everything, yeah.
I literally
try to watch most of it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna toot my own horn here. Chance Ellison versus Luke Hope Mountain is my fan match of 2018.
Music
taking away
doesn't equal movies. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my!
And we don't make it. We share the title. Yay!
Yeah. The shitstorm that followed immediately after it aside, the Game of Faction matches I thought was my favorite on a league that we don't talk about anymore.
You worked so hard on that, man.
I take with everybody's shameless plugs about themselves and these things. I picked one where my client lost. Just saying.
I picked one where I fucking lost.
You did.
So
I would have picked one that I won.
I would also have picked a match where I lost in
no one the
Royal Flush versus Death Valley Kings
match in Schmoedown history that I won. No one wants to bring that up. The Team Action promo. No one. Okay, cool.
What's that Schmoedown history thing? Is it still alive? They got in a blog in an episode.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's dead.
Okay, so now sorry.
I actually would have picked a match in which I won. I would have picked my Full Metal Random Harry Potter match.
Spoilers that you won the match. Thanks a lot, Malcolm. Now I'm not gonna watch it.
All right, so let's move into the tiebreaker question. It all comes down to this, the final question. Matt and Malcolm, we had originally called it one way, but I'm going to call it audible here. We're going to do something a little bit different. Once again, last question. Winner takes all the marbles as the champion 2018. And your question is as follows. What was the worst movie of 2018?
1517 to Paris.
1517 to Paris.
No. That's a good movie compared to I Feel Pretty.
I Feel Pretty versus 1517 to Paris. Sandy trying to tug at my heartstrings, even though I am not judging here. So I heard 15-17 to Paris first. Cody, you have 20 seconds. Time begins whenever you start talking.
1517 to Paris starred real people, and my gosh, you literally want the bad guys to win in this movie. The acting is so terrible, and it drags on for 2 fucking hours on a road trip for the blandest people in the history of the universe. At least I feel Pretty sends a good message to women that, guess what, you can find the inner beauty and enjoy yourself and like have fun and listen to raunchy things from Amy Schumer. By the whole thing is you sit them on the bridge and talk about their lives. It's terrible.
20 seconds by Cody. Time begins whenever you're talking.
All right, so your movie had real people in it, so you can expect that the acting would be garbage. That's your fault. I Feel Pretty starred real actors, and it was still bad. You talking about a good message to women? Are you kidding me? This is the worst message that you could probably give anybody. Let's go out there and just be a complete nutcase. Bad, sucks. Real people over actors suck.
Time. 15 seconds, Cody. This is going to be interesting.
That's the thing. When you enter a movie with your actual A-list actors, you think, okay, this is actually going to be good. And they at least had some comedic moments that you laugh at. 1517 Paris is 2 hours of long train rides and standing outside statues and stuff like that, talking about what they did in the war. And at the end, you're just praying that the freaking ISIS people get taken out or something else happens.
Time.
Shit. 15
seconds, Sandy. This is the last 15 seconds for the belt.
But
all right, I just want to see Cody's list where he has the list of all these A-list actors. Really? Are you kidding me? Amy Schumer's on the list of A-list actors in this world? Please. And there's something called a synopsis. You should read it before you go and see a movie about people standing on a bridge and talking with each other. If you didn't, that's once again on you. Amy Schumer sucks. Movie bad.
Time.
I thought he read the synopsis, you jackass. Strike it from the record.
Strike it from the record. There will be none. So we are going to go to Matt first because your votes did not count last time. Based on the arguments provided, who gets your point and why?
So now I get to do the fun Brooklyn thing, which is I have to work this out loud now. So, Cody, I heard more about why his movie is bad, but he didn't really hit on why I Feel Pretty was better. And then Sandy sort of like, oh my lord. This is fucking hard.
That's she said.
Okay, thank you. Isn't Jenna Fisher in 1517 to Paris? So, Office Connection. This is where my head's at. I'm gonna give my point to Sandy just based on he attacked the Amy Schumer isn't a A-list like star, and that it sends a bad message to women. That's kind of where I'm going.
Malcolm, we will go to you next. Based on the argument provided, who gets your point and why?
So yeah, Cody brought up a movie I've never seen. Sandy brought up a movie I kind of enjoy. But my movie opinions aside, I'm going to give my point to Cody because I think he said more about why his movie is terrible. Not that I'm saying like Sandy's argument wasn't good. Sandy put up a really good fight. I just think that Sandy didn't hit on his movie a lot, or said why Cody's movie is better, sort of over I Feel Pretty. So yeah.
Which means that it all comes down to this. Abe, the fate of the world is in your hands.
And both of the people left. They don't even want to know who's...
Fucking pussies.
So, Abe, based on the arguments provided, who gets your point and who wins the last championship of the year?
In 1987. Well, 1986, July, my mom and my dad were in a hotel room in my city, and they made me to come to this decision. All of that work, those 10 minutes of passion and love, come to a pinnacle in this moment of take 3. This is the final debate. 2 years this channel has been created, and this is the moment, and you put it all on my shoulders, and I have a choice.
Tough choice. It's a tough choice.
I think both of them. I think Cody, they want to see this. They were attracted by my parents' story about sex in a hotel room.
Oh my god!
I actually know which hotel room is it.
It's impressive. Annual birthday trip right there.
It's what I do.
He goes and he just sits in the room and he's like,
it's where I'm gonna take my first wife.
Nice.
oh my god!
It's already been blessed.
His first one.
Actually, my mom was the third, I think, of my dad's, and my dad was the second of my mom. We're sorry. I think Cody did really great points that made Sandy have to counter Cody's points, and he did it really well, which meant that Sandy wasn't able to give reasons why Alfie Pretty was that bad. So my point is to Cody.
Which means that your winner and final late night with Take 3 East Premier Big Champion with the Full Metal and Multiplex Champions of the World of 2018 is Cody fucking Newberry.
Congratulations, Cody. You deserve it.
All right.
Also a fucking sports question. I'm pissed.
Cody, although you have won the last title of the year, you are still mad that you lost on a sports question. So I'm kind of curious as to how you feel about this match in general.
This was really rough. Because I'm like, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything bad. This was fun. Sandy is a hell of a challenger. He's challenged me most of the year. This was a lot of fun. I disagree on some rulings, but hey, that's the name of the game. But I mean, that's just who we are. Debating is the one thing that I think I'm really good at in these communities. So I like to play. I like to debate. And I think Sandy is one of the best challengers I've had at this. You've even scored more points against me than Brooklyn has. Shabam! If you haven't seen that, go back to Jukebox TV and watch that match. But
Hashtag spoilers much.
It's already on the channel, and you told people to watch The Journey of the Crown for a month. So hopefully they've seen it by now. If not, you can watch me hopefully bitch slap the hell out of Matthew Rosa at the Snowball. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Again, this whole half of the year, I'm so excited to see what the full year of Late Night with Take 3 will be, especially that we have this tight-knit group that we get along so well. We absolutely hate each other sometimes when we get off calls, but then by Wednesday, we're like, hey, we're still doing a call. Right, yeah, I'll see you then. And then we'll be like, we hop on a call, and then we bitch at each other, and then we get off the call, and sometimes we hate each other. Or sometimes we're really happy, and we stay on the call for like 4 hours afterwards. Again, I couldn't. This is the one show that I like to be on. I think Brooklyn has done an amazing job. This is my favorite show in the entire community. And that's a ton to be on, even with him as the host, also known as Late Night with Take 3, also known as Brooklyn's Wrong for 2.5 hours. So that's really fun. But I'm excited for 2019, especially with these group of guys, because I think we finally hit our groove, and I'm excited to see new changes and stuff that we're going to implement in 2019. It's going to be a blast, and I'm glad to be champion.
All right, so congratulations. You were the last champion of the year. So, Sandy, you had us. I think it's a lot closer on paper than it is kind of. I thought it was really close there at the end. I was actually rooting for you the entirety of that last argument because I fucking hate that movie. God, it's awful.
Too.
I'd rather watch. I'd probably be more entertained watching.
And
Paint
Michelle
Dry.
Williams is an A-list actor. I'm just gonna say that right.
Michelle Williams.
is.
God, what a waste of talent she is in that movie.
Waste of talent.
But what's her pickle ain't?
Anyways, Standy, how do you feel about the last speed round?
I feel great. I feel pretty. So pretty. La, la, la. No, there we go. Nice. I started that. The belt, to be the man, you got to beat the man. Woo! And Cody beat the man, and so he's the champion. I have been fortunate enough to take that belt every so often, and man, I just started into my speech, and Brooklyn's yawning already. It's just downhill from there. The belt is exactly where it should be. Thank you, Cody, for the kind words of me being some type of debater. I am not. It's the one that but I will tell you this: I love this show. I love being on this show. I love what's going to come up for this show. I love this whole last half a year that we've done this show. One of my favorite things to do, even though I hate it, is the debate portion. I complain about it all the time, but I love doing it because I love playing around with you guys and having a good time and just thinking what's in your head. And that's great because it just gets me to know you guys even better, and that makes me happy. I am looking over for great things, but I mean, Cody, you got that for the break. But coming January, man. I'm coming back for it, man. It's all mine.
The cream rises.
Cream rises. Oh, that's right. It's like the warriors out in the cosmos.
Oh, cream rises. That's what she said.
Oh my gosh.
Mass. Not even the match. How have you felt this entire half year?
This entire half year,
being the OG member of Take 3.
Please don't. Abe's here too. Don't.
What a fucking week.
Yeah. Fuck.
I've done more for this channel than him. Sorry, that wasn't not true. I don't do shit.
I was actually on the first ever episode of the live show when it started originally. I've said this to Brooklyn several times, and I'll say to you guys all here, I've never had more fun on the live show than this last half of the year. It's gotten to the point to where on Thursdays, if something comes up and I have to miss the live show, I'm actually super, super annoyed because the crew that you see here, the main crew, I just love talking with these guys. Yeah, Abe, you're part of the main crew. I just love talking with these guys about movies and TV. Am I boring you, Brooklyn?
No, sorry, I'm really tired. It's almost 1 a.m.
Getting back to my thing, I just have loved talking movies, debating with these guys. These guys have made me a significantly better debater. I love that you guys indulged the news that I did when it originally started normal, and then I just sort of one night took it to a different place, and Brooklyn was cool enough to be like, "Oh, you can just keep doing it like that." So I look forward to next year and all the other crazy things. And I think a message I want to leave everyone on is this.
No. In the meantime, and as usual, go fuck yourself. No, you don't negotiate.
Nice.
Oh god.
Does he not know he's muted?
No.
Sorry, I did not realize I was muted.
Fucking idiot. You're an idiot.
That's good. Malcolm, you've been here the entirety of the ride. How do you feel about this last 6 months?
This is great. I just know I always, when it comes to debating, I always make mistakes. But Matt, as you know full well, everybody makes mistakes and everybody has those days. So
Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. Sometimes I'm in a jam. I gotta make a plan. Yeah, continue.
Whoa.
But yeah, I knew Matt was going to do that. That's why I paused. But but it's been but it has been a great time. Like with some great guests with like Matt Knows Bibiani and Winston's. I can't wait to see what a full year gives to us. There's bound to be lots of interesting topics that will come up. So yeah.
Abe, you have popped up like
Like a
Oh
bit.
gosh. Oh gosh.
no, I'm not. This last time I tried to make an analogy, it was probably like one of the best unedited cold cuts ever. Sandy and Cody know exactly what I mean. But Abe, how do you feel with the last 6 months?
Look, I don't talk about 6 months. I'm going to talk about the year. I want to thank Jacob, Chris, and Evan for leaving.
There's a hot take right there.
Both of them are three great guys. You watch them follow their path. I'm just kidding. I think you guys have done an amazing job. No, actually, no. I don't even watch the show. I just like to pop up and comment and just push it on Thursdays because I usually don't have anything good to do on Thursdays. And you're kind of the best thing there is. I don't have anything else to say. I think this is my last video of the year, so I want to talk about this year. No, actually, there's no. What's the top 10s where Willie and copy the rundown? They
Wow, no. All right, so Abe got muted. So with that being said, guys, we are almost at the 3-hour mark, which means that we are going to wrap things up here. Abe said this is his last video of the year. This is also my last video of the year. This will be my last video until actually probably the end of January. I will be taking some time off to recover for medical reasons. But I do want to thank the entirety of the panel for having an incredible 6 months. Never would have guessed at this point last year that I was
getting those butt implants you've been talking about. I am so happy for
And Clarice, what did you? And Clarice, you had some things that you wanted to say.
Yes, I hope Sandy takes over next year because you do such a bad job. You really do.
Oh, leave the kid
Well,
alone.
you know what, Aunt Clarice, honesty is the best
Leave the
policy.
child alone, okay? Leave him the fuck
Have
alone.
a good night.
Okay, so we have to get going. We have to go. We're on a bit of a time crunch here. So very quickly, plugs to our last champion of the year, Cody Newberry. Where can the cool kids of the world find you?
You can find me on Take 3 Productions, 3 shows. Watch along coming back in the end of beginning of February. Brooklyn's Wrong for 2 hours on Thursdays. Grumpy Old Man in the Corner on Rankum. Nerdgasm on Saturdays over at Multiplex. Me and Brooklyn are taking that over. I'll probably be over there sometimes. Full Metal Geek Championships coming out of Snowball. Please go watch the Snowball. They work really hard. Like, share, and Multiplex has got The Last Stand coming out too. Go watch that. Awesome stuff. Bye.
To our former champion, Sandy, where can the cool kids of the world find you?
You guys can find me all over the interwebs. You guys can look for me on Twitter and on Facebook at srobinson1799. Please, absolutely. We worked really hard on the Snowball too for you guys. Everybody contributed. We did such a great, what I consider what we did was really, really great. So go and watch that. It's going to be a fantastic time. Lots of matches, but it's going to be fun. So please go do that. And peace and happiness in 2019, everybody. And Brooklyn, good luck. You know I'm thinking about you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Matt Kearns, quickly, plugs, cool kids, go.
You guys, as always, can find me at Kearns_Matthew on Twitter, MattMood611 on YouTube, and right here as co-host of Rhyme and Reason with Sandy Robinson. You can also find me in the revamped Second Look, which is coming back in February along with Rhyme and Reason. And for all you fan leagues, you can also find me competing with Malcolm in fuck if I know which one it is, but Team Timeless is coming to take a belt from someone in some form of trivia. Oh, you can also find me here.
Malcolm, plugs, quick, go.
K3 Productions, Rankum, anticipated movies this Sunday. Bodyflex, Full Metal, Fandom Fights Team Division with Matt, Instagram, Stardust, Twitter, @Malcor.
Abe, plugs, go.
Fuck. Abraham F25 on Twitter, don't add me on Facebook. I want to send you Dominic Greasy.
And last but definitely not least, I'm the Black Lantern Brooklyn Valley. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Real PK Channel, number the word. You can also find me right here, James Directors, running not one but two shows, Jukebox Trivia, Music Trivia, Debate Countdowns. We do all things. Be sure to check out the 2 matches that are going up on Snowball, the Jukebox Trivia Dance Off Championship, as well as my Little Jackson Iron Man match. Be sure to check me out on Thursdays this year. Atlanta will take 3 topical pop culture podcast show where we talk shit and just do random things. Multiplex Entertainment, Cody and I are running Nerdgasm on Saturdays. It is our Intergeekdom Debate League, which is super fun. Be sure to check out the first episode of which we dropped it probably towards the end of January. I want to thank everybody for the incredible 6 months that we've had, for an incredible year. This has been an awesome ride, and I want to thank Sandy, Matt, Malcolm, Cody, Abe, Robert, Chris, Kristen, every guest we've ever had on the show, everybody who has watched, Cameron Holzman, Jonathan Peck, Cool Guy, Star Drew, Nico. You guys have been here the entirety of the time, and you guys are the bread and butter. You are the glue that holds everything together. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe on Take 3 Productions on the Facebook page. If you think you can take on Cody for the not the dance off, for the mini tournament champion of the world, you can't, because he's just that good. So for Abe, for Cody, for Malcolm, for Matt, for Sandy, I'm Black and Broken Vale. Cheers, guys, and as always, for 2018, please, 2018. Drive safely.